Let the games begin in Miami tonight. Jeep presents Mets and Marlins and a whole lot more. That's right, kids. It's back. The Fox Sports Florida Fantasy Auction. Inside Marlins Park, we've got baseball, we've got charity, we got a party, we got painting, we've got everything that you can imagine. And it's all for the kids. It's all for a great cause. Hi, everybody. Rich Waltz along with Todd Hollinsworth. This is the 12th annual Fox Sports Florida Fantasy Auction. We raise money for the Marlins Foundation, and every dollar raised goes into South Florida youth education, school supplies, scholarships, book drives. All of that comes from this event. And we got great baseball, and we've got some great experiences. You excited?
I couldn't be more excited. I've been so impressed with our afternoon leading us into the ball game tonight. I cannot get over the number of people involved, from the Marlins to Fox to the players themselves, and the gear that you've got on display. I mean, this is absolutely an amazing auction. I'm so thrilled to even just be a small part of it.
All right, we'll get to some baseball, but right now let's go to the big board. It's the Ford big board. You can see all the cool things that are up there right now. And if you go to marlins.com/fantasy, you can follow along online. It gives you a description of everything. We're going to start at the top, Todd. Let's talk about weekend in Miami. Now, look, maybe you're around the state or you live in the area and you want to come down for a weekend and experience some baseball. You get 2 nights at the Essex House. You get a case of some of the best tequila you'll find, and that just starts your weekend. Tickets to 3 games. Sit in the Diamond Club, sit in the Clevelander, sit in the Suites. You get to meet a Marlins player. You could play in the pool in the Clevelander. A team gift store card for you. Speedboat ride. A Michael Kors bag. The Frost Museum. Gallery tour at the Perez Art Museum. That is a very cool package. And tonight we'll bring you descriptions of all of these. We've got the big board, we've got the little board, and we've got baseball. And the Marlins last night had a really nice win, and a certain shortstop on an important night came through.
Well, and on an important night because he responded. And I think with all of the attention around JT Riddle, and I think even maybe some of his struggles, and Denny Hechavarria obviously being traded, wow, did he step up. Defensively, outstanding double play in the 7th inning. A couple other nice plays to go along with it. A couple of great base hits in the game. 2 strike hits. He was a big part of the rally that put last night's game out of reach for the Marlins. So good to see him contribute, really step up in a big spot.
And if you're wondering where are Rich and Todd right now, we decided that if Giancarlo or Ozuna hit one out, we wanted to be there. So here we are up here in left field. This will be our spot for the auction tonight and the ball game tonight. So if there's a ball up here, he's going to catch it.
Got it.
Got it? All right.
We're good.
Well, strap in, kids. Now, that's a live shot right now of all the prizes. The Grant Thornton mini board opens when we return. Showdown brought to you by GMC. It's the Marlins and the Mets and the Fox Sports Florida Fantasy Auction. Joseph Gormley is busy at work on that D. Gordon portrait. Such great art, and what a sad and iconic moment that he has captured there. Can't wait to see how that turns out. Lots going on. Craig Minervini, of course, is the master of ceremonies. You've already opened the Ford big board, Craig. Why don't you open that mini board for us?
Wow, this might be the best mini board. We've had some great ones in the 12 years here that I've seen. Your bidding can start right now, 305-480-3474. We've got, for fans of every team virtually, you're a Met fan out there, Mets memorabilia. This will include a Cespedes bat and a Syndergaard autograph bat, among other things. 2 Tommy Bahama shirts. We'll give you more details as we go along. The pitching experience, 30 minutes with Dan Straley is the highlight there. Batting practice with Todd Hollinsworth on the field. Harley will give you plenty of details. That's for 4 people. There's meet and greets involved. Couple of game socks, a personalized jersey, etc. on that one. Remember, the bid start at $500 here. Hitting lesson with Derek Dietrich. That's 30 minutes plus passes to a game. Clubhouse box seats, personalized jersey as well. The Marlins minor league affiliates, you're going to have to beat out Richard Jeffers, who's won that a couple of times, and that is all around the minor leagues. Justin Nicolino autographed New Orleans Zephyr game jersey from last season. You got a Baby Cakes, the new name of the team, cleanup hat, jumbo shrimp game hat, and plenty of other goodies from there. We've got the Super Duper Pack. Rich is really, this is incredible. It'll take me about an hour to read them all, but among them, you can look online for all the details. An Anthony Rizzo autograph World Series baseball, bobblehead autograph photo from Rizzo, Machado, Ozuna bat autograph Bryant at baseball. It doesn't stop. And of course, the Royal Caribbean Getaway Cruise. It's fun in the sun. A Royal Caribbean 7-night Caribbean cruise for 2, ocean view stateroom. You're not interior here. This is big time. Tommy Bahama, his and her outfits. How about Tommy Bahama luggage? A case of Brugal, the authentic Dominican rum, with a unique farm to bottle the process. It happens entirely in the Dominican Republic.
All right, Craig,
And
I'm
luggage.
in. I'm in.
Wow, you're in.
1,500. Put me on the board.
1,500 right here. 1,500 Rich Waltz.
Yeah, for the
okay?
getaway,
Jess,
the Royal
for
Caribbean.
the getaway. I'm
There
sorry,
you go.
right over here. The rum got him.
Yes, you're
1,500.
right. It's a case.
A
Case of rum.
Nothing like a cruise getaway, Rich, right? Take it away.
I'm hopeful. 1,500, that opens things up. All right, let's do some baseball too, kids. We got Mets, we got Marlins. We got a fun night in store. First pitch is right around the bends. Operators are standing by, even the monkey. Baseball on Fox Sports Florida is brought to you by Jeep. Get great deals on the Jeep lineup at the Jeep Spring Clearance events. By the Florida Department of Transportation. Drive sober or get pulled over. By GMC. We are professional grade. And by Southwest Transparency. Low fares, nothing to hide. Look at them go. That's out in center field. The big board, the mini board. Craig's right in the middle of it. Let's get to the New York Mets lineup. Here they are. Meet the Mets, greet the Mets. Brought to you by Southwest. Curtis Granderson in the leadoff spot. As Drupal Cabrera hits second. Yoenis Cespedes in the 3 spot. Jay Bruce moves into the cleanup spot. Wilmer Flores 5th. Travis d'Arnaud homered last night. Jose Reyes is slumping, but he did have a hit last night. TJ Rivera gets a start at third base. Steven Matz is in the 9 spot.
On the mound for the Marlins tonight, Jeff Locke making his 6th start. Marlins are certainly hoping for better fortune. He has not won in the Marlins uniform yet. In fact, the Marlins have not won yet with him on the mound. So that's going to change tonight. Big things. Watch that changeup. It's a big pitch for him. 32 of the 40 swing and misses have come on that changeup.
And watch out for Granderson because he's used to jumping on something early. Leadoff homer last night in the first. Got the Mets off to a 1-0 start. He swings and fouls it. Behind home plate, Mike Malinsky calling balls and strikes. Ryan Blackney, Mark Wegner, and Marty Foster on the bases. You see Granderson and his numbers this year. Finds himself in center field. Good breaking ball by Locke. And it's 1-2. And one of the challenges for Locke is trying to get deep into the ball game. His last start just 4 innings, and he's had a rash of short starts.
He's not been able to go 6 innings yet this season. This is only his 5th start. Excuse me, 6th start tonight. Certainly would love to get 6 innings out of him.
2-2. Up and in. Though Granderson's a lot like Anthony Rizzo or a Derek Dietrich. A left-handed bat that really crowds and leans out over the plate. 3-2 coming. On the ground and foul. Well, this is what Curtis Granderson's been doing a lot of lately. Early action. This was first inning.
Fastball right there, out over the plate. Big swing off the foul pole. His last 6 games, he started in the leadoff spot. .423 average with 7 extra base hits, 6 RBIs.
Granderson fouls that one back. And the count stays at 3-2. Last win for Jeff Locke was as a Pittsburgh Pirate, and it was last year. So he'd like to get that out of the way. It was August 27th. Another fastball, another foul ball, and it sounds like a broken bat and a broken record. I think Granderson will get a new bat.
2-seam fastball working for Locke right now as Granderson crowds the plate, able to get it in on his hands. Ground balls are big for Locke. He's a 2-to-1 guy. Usually 2 more ground balls for fly balls, and when he's getting a lot of ground balls, he's on his game. So a few different keys for tonight. Definitely wants to focus and really bear down with 2 outs. That's been an issue for him. Try to get long into this ball game and keep the ball on the ground.
Fastball up and in. And so a leadoff walk. Granderson is aboard. Miami's defense behind Locke.
Here you go. Marcell Ozuna out by us in left field. Christian Yelich, Giancarlo Stanton. Martin Prado gets the start at third base. Nice ball game last night for JT Riddle, D. Gordon, Justin Bour, AJ Ellis behind the plate along with Jeff Locke.
We are up in the Budweiser balcony. Hi, kids. Cool place. And with Cespedes, Stanton, and Ozuna, who knows, we may see some action out here.
Well, I kind of expect the action, although I don't know if you're setting me up, because I remember that was my question up in the booth earlier this year. I'm like, are we ever going to get a foul ball? And you're like, yeah, probably not.
Well, we did.
And we did.
The only difference is if it's coming out here, it's coming out at about 100 plus.
I will do my best to get into position as quickly as possible.
Right now, Locke trying to keep Curtis Granderson anchored at first. Cabrera, the switch hitter, was back at second base, who had initial reluctance, shall I say, to making that move when he came off the disabled list. He's played second before. He prefers short, and after some noise early, he has settled into that spot.
Well, not only that, he's responded. 5-game hitting streak, 10 for 22 with 2 home runs. Or some of that goes back to prior to the DL, but outstanding performances since returning from the DL.
Of course, the importance for Locke to get deep, to try to get to the 6th inning at the very least, is that Dan Straley had a 5-inning start in last night's ball game. And it's in Volquez 5 innings on Sunday. Justin Nicolino 4 innings on Saturday. The count goes 2-1. And you just can't keep doing that no matter how many relievers you have in the bullpen, because those arms, they can work a couple games in a row, but when you try to stretch 3 in a row out of them, you're really pushing it.
Well, I think I'll be realistic in saying this. What the bullpen has provided to this point in the season has almost been amazing, considering the number of innings they've worked and a lot of the circumstances they've worked under. Health has been really, really good. If this were to go all season long, I would use the word stunned almost, considering the number of innings that they're logging right now.
Cabrera waits. Locke with a 2-1. That's banged out this way, and it's deep. Ozuna back, and it's gone. In Marlins Live, Preston Wilson said one of the keys to beating the Mets tonight is keep the ball in the ballpark. And 2 hitters in, the Mets have 2 runs, and it comes on an Asdrubal Cabrera home run.
Now fastball, middle. You see it right there. Cabrera able to see it well, react to it, 90 miles an hour, full extension. Threw it right at us out here. Now hit a home run. The Mets 33 of 37 road games. That's the 49th home run in June. They've been the masters of the solo homer, but that a 2-run homer.
Look at that. The Mets hit even with the Nationals, ahead of teams like the Brewers and the Reds. And it's the most homer happy month in Mets history. Cespedes has been part of that.
I think what's been amazing is that they've hit 49 home runs this month, yet they're 23rd in runs scored.
That ball is driven in the air to left. Yelich squares it up and makes the catch. So a lot of distance on that out. And the Mets have had good swings at Jeff Locke already tonight. Here's Jay Bruce.
A lot of numbers up and down this Mets lineup, particularly against left-handed hitters. Cespedes 4 homers, 5 doubles, 10 hits against lefties this year. Jay Bruce over 3 in last night's ball game. 7 for 29 in his career against Jeff Locke, so some history there. Not an uncomfortable at bat for Jay Bruce, has seen Jeff Locke enough.
And of course they were in the Central together. Bruce in Cincinnati, Locke in Pittsburgh. Oof, pretty good pitch, but a ball called by Mike Malinsky. Bruce gets that one and lines it into center field for a base hit. Stanton cuts it off. And the Mets with a single here with 1 out. You get into Wilmer Flores and Travis d'Arnaud. Juan Nieves contemplating this 18-pitch first inning so far.
Flores having a nice season. Tale of 2 halves, really. Struggled at the beginning of the season, has really started to crank it up offensively. Saw the numbers he's been putting up recently, has his average up near 300 at 293. He's been particularly good against left-handers throughout his career this season. 311, 2 home runs.
And once he got out of April, everything lifted for him. Batting average, slugging percentage, on base, and I'm sure his spirits as well.
There were rumors floating around. He may not be with the Mets all season long, but he really cranked it up and got that offense rolling. Jeff Locke does not have to pay too close attention to the Mets. 22 stolen bases on the season. That's 29th in Major League Baseball. They don't run much. It's been over a week since the last attempt.
Ball pulled foul. Mets at 34 and 42. Now Miami, who was in such a deep hole, and you see Terry Collins, he knows how that feels. That both the Mets and the Marlins have had up and down type years. Some nice stretches, some real struggles. In the air, Bohr gives chase. Gordon on the scene. And D. Gordon makes the catch. When you think about it, the Marlins buried below 500. They've got themselves within 5 games of the 500 mark. They've got 2 more here against the Mets before a road trip which takes them to Milwaukee, a first place team, St. Louis, and then San Francisco. You see the Marlins a game and a half now out of second place. Braves have played well lately. They are 2 under, 37 and 39. Travis d'Arnaud hit one out of the ballpark in last night's ball game. His home run leading off the 7th against Kyle Bearclaw tied the ball game at 3.
He's had a couple big home runs against the Marlins here at Marlins Park already this season. Back to the extra inning affair a long time ago. Big home run in that ball game earlier this season. See his numbers against Jeff Locke, 2 for 2 with a home run.
Two years ago in the Mets World Series season, d'Arnaud had a really nice second half and helped push them into the postseason. Battled through rotator cuff issues last year. Counts 1 and 2 here, 2 outs. Mets have scored first again in a 1-0 start on a home run last night. 2-0 start on a 2-run as Asdrubal Cabrera homer tonight. Two. Well, the Mets have done damage on the scoreboard, and they've done damage to Locke's pitch count. This will be number 28. Bruce on the move, and he walks him.
Second walk this inning for Jeff Locke. First one, Granderson.
A.J. Ellis out for a visit with Juan Nieves. Let's check in with Craig Minervini out by the big board and the little board. What you got, Craig?
All right, the big board. We've got a lot of business on the board so far, but the one we haven't gotten a bid on yet is our Fox Florida broadcaster experience. This includes a suite for 16 catered to a game among all the great Fox Sports goodies we're going to throw in for you. Go up to the broadcast booth, out to the truck, and a lot of other good. This is a steal. Get in on that $1,000 opening bid. But you can see the high bids right now. My team colors at $3,000, and the 3,000 hit club guys also at $3,000.
All right, thank you, Craig. We'll get out there shortly. Jose Reyes slumping going into last night, had a hit and a walk. Mets would really love to see his bat come back to life. Reyes, of course, a longtime Met to begin his career, 9 years. Batting title, 4 times an All-Star, all of those in that 9-year period. A season with the Marlins in 2012. From there to Toronto. Then to Colorado. And then back to the Mets.
Jeff Locke working ahead here. 1-2. Changeup has not been there for him yet.
Ground ball, base hit, left field. Ozuna charges. Bruce around third. Ozuna's throw is cut. Runner is hung up. And Gordon will run down d'Arnaud and tag him out. But the Mets add another run. Jeff Locke gets knocked around here in the first. And it's Mets 3. Marlins coming to bat. Statement right out of the gate with 3 runs. And now the Marlins will try to answer back. Here's the Marlins lineup tonight, facing Steven Matz. Southwest brings it to you. D. Gordon in the leadoff spot. Giancarlo Stanton, good numbers against Matz in his career. Christian Yelich third. He had 3 hits last night. Marcell Ozuna is in left. Martin Prado at third. Justin Bour at first. A.J. Ellis to start. He's in the 7th spot. J.T. Riddle hits 8th. And Jeff Locke is slotted 9th.
Your Auto Nation scouting report of Steven Matz, the 6'2", 200-pounder, 26 years old. He's making only his 4th start. That's why it's still early of the season. Remember, he's coming back off of surgery. Had to have bone spurs removed from his elbow in October, so now he's just getting back to form. Part of this, no more sliders. He's eliminated it from his arsenal altogether. He believes it's going to help with the health of his arm and his elbow, particularly. He's a sinker, curveball, changeup guy now, and well, the ball is juiced. Here's what I'm getting at. 5 home runs allowed last 2 starts, all against right-handed hitters.
Letter high strike to D. Gordon. Gordon last night a 1-for-4 night. Stanton and Yelich to follow. Yeah, those home runs added up, especially in Los Angeles. He lost 6-3 to the Dodgers. 6 innings, walked 5, and struck out 8. So he had a wild time at Dodger Stadium. Knee-high strike. It's 2-2.
Been using his fastball an awful lot to start the season. Sinker in particular, 61.6% of the time. Some good velocity, 92, 94.
And Gordon strikes out. There's 93. Mets defensively behind Mats.
And here they are. You've met most of them already in the first inning. Offensively, Cespedes starts in left, Granderson in center, Jay Bruce, Jay Rivera over at third base, Reyes, Cabrera, Flores, Darno behind the plate, along with Steven Matz on the mound.
All right, here's Stanton. Giancarlo, part of our fantasy auction tonight. The majestic My Team, My Colors. That painting of the Miami skyline that he did in the commercial can be yours. It is here on site. It's very cool. Also included is the Marlins uniform that he wore when he painted that. Now that's behind plastic right now. That is hermetically sealed.
The uniform got a little messy.
Yeah, the uniform did get very messy. But if you've seen the commercial on television, you know how cool it is. There's the number to call, 305-480-3474. And if you're at home and you want to follow along, marlins.com/fantasy gives you a description of all the items that are up for bid tonight. Stanton fouls it back. And it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, to the right-handed hitter, you're seeing Steven Matz, the way he is attacking with the fastball. 4-seam to the inside part of the plate on a right-handed hitter. 2-seam fastball. He's got some arm side fade away. That is the curveball.
This is Stanton in that majestic ad. Very cool. Syndergaard did this for the Mets. Lindor for the Indians. Stanton with a high fly ball down the line in the corner. And Cespedes makes the catch right in front of Stanton on the scoreboard down there in left field. That is actually the ad for the majestic My Team, My Colors campaign.
Right on cue.
Again, that is behind plastic. We don't have the permission to take the plastic off. But it is very cool, and it's here, and you can bid on it. There is Yelich now. Yelich, 3 for 4 last night, double, knocked in 2. On base percentage has climbed into the mid 350s.
Real nice at bat against Blevins late in the ball game. Down in the count, laid off a couple of tough breaking balls and a fastball, lined it back through the middle. Really good signs for Christian Yelich last night. Real nice approach.
Yelich up the middle, diving stop. Cabrera, oh, that's a heck of a play. Yeah, he can play second base, and he can play it well. Not great range, but terrific hands.
In this one. Hey, it is our fantasy auction night at the ballpark, and I am joined by a couple of special guests. First off, this is Alan Alvarez. He's the director of the Marlins Foundation, and this is also Stephanie Alvarado. Now, as you can see, there is a massive check here. I'm going to let Alan tell us a little bit more about this donation.
So this evening, we're presenting a $15,000 check to the Network for Teaching Entrepreneurship. NIFTY is one of our partners in the education space, and these funds go towards helping students that are really doing good work, starting their own businesses, finding success in the work that we do, and we're proud to support NIFTY and happy to have Stephanie here today.
Stephanie, obviously this is such a big deal. That's a lot of money. We just heard Alan talking about the ways that you use it. What does this mean to you and your organization?
So we're really proud to partner with the Marlins for our Startup Summer program, which is for our advanced students who are actually launching their businesses. This is going to help support about 20 students who are in the process of actually taking a business idea for a market need that they see and launch a business to meet that need. So we're very grateful because the Marlins are an amazing partner, not only financially, but they also partner to host the students here and to work with them and as mentors in all kinds of ways. So we're very grateful.
Without a doubt, it's very cool to see how the Marlins give so much back to education and students in the area. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you. Always good to see where the funds go. And TJ Rivera is at the plate. 1-2 the count to him. Jeff Locke going to try to bounce back here in the second. The Mets knocked him around. 2 walks, a 2-run homer, an RBI single by Jose Reyes, 3 total hits, 3 total runs. That's strike 3. You can hear Mike Malinsky call it. And there's 1 out. That brings up Steven Matz.
Jeff Locke did a fantastic job setting this up. Good at bat. Good start to the second inning. Nothing but fastballs and breaking balls away until this pitch. TJ Rivera had his sights set on that outside corner. A little surprised right there.
Here is Matz now, and he takes a fastball for a strike. There are plenty of cool things up on the big board and the mini board. If you are just joining us, tonight is the Fox Sports Florida Fantasy Auction. It's the 12th annual. There are experiences up there for just about everybody, both on the big board, the Ford big board, and the Grant Thornton mini board. I have put my dime up on the cruise, the Royal Caribbean Cruise. Riddle on to first in time, 6-3 in the books. Matz bounces out. Yikes, but I've been passed by Phil. We have yet to get a bid on the batting practice with Hollinsworth yet, so.
Well, I think Craig forgot to mention my partner. And I think everybody out there needs to know who my partner is with this. Listen, if you're not satisfied with Holly giving you batting practice, what about Don Mattingly? Are you kidding me, people? This is, you're learning from one of the best left-handed hitters in the game when he played, and a great manager obviously now.
And this is on the field.
This is on the field. This is on-field experience. You get batting practice as well, and get to hang and talk to the skipper of the Marlins, myself, and talk shop, talk a little hitting.
Anderson pulls that one foul. You also, in that Hollinsworth hitting experience, get a couple of Stance game socks, a personalized Marlins jersey, 4 clubhouse box tickets to a 2017 home game. Swing and a miss.
Get a 2003 World Series autograph back
in that as well. And you know what? You also get to pose with the Marlins team in one of the team photos.
Annual Marlins Fantasy Auction, and we were mentioning some of the mini board items. How about the pitching experience? This is a 30-minute pitching lesson with Dan Straley, among other things on this. Also 4 pass to watch on-field batting practice at Marlins Park, 4 clubhouse box tickets to a 2017 game, a personalized jersey, 2 pairs of Marlins official stance authentic game socks, 1 pair of Marlins stance dress socks. And all the highlight is a 30-minute pitching lesson. If you have a youngster between the age of 7 and 18, Dan Straley will spend 30 minutes with you and have a great time that you'll never forget, and hopefully improve your pitching as well. No bid yet, $500 minimum bid. And that batting practice with Todd Hollingsworth does include the meet and greet with Don Mattingly. You are right. And a personalized jersey there, Holly.
That's right. Marcell Ozuna bangs a hit into center field, and that opens up the bottom of the second. Miami down 3-0. 305-480-3474. You can bid if you're at the ballpark, and I know that in the Diamond Club, some of the suites, you watch the telecast. You can bid, just come on out to center field, or just call that number. Here's Prado, and you got Justin Bour behind him. Marlins try to figure out Steven Matz here as we settle into this ball game. Matz with a strike. Marlins and Mets have had some wild ball games already. A long extra inning affair that went early in the morning here in Miami. Couple of walk-offs. That dramatic game where the Marlins had back-to-back homers. Yelich and Stanton. Matz misses up. Ball and a strike to Prado. Martin last night with another key double, RBI double, in a 3-run first.
A lot of things Martin can do in this situation. Left-hander on the mound. Quick look by Matz over to first base. Marcell Ozuna not the first one to run, but base stealers 3 for 3 on the season against Matz.
It's always unique for announcers to call a game from a different perspective.
It's my first time doing it, Rich.
I'm
getting used to it.
Yeah, right. Well, you used to have
That's right.
somewhat of this perspective when you played. But for us, we're usually behind home plate. Well, tonight, we're out in left field.
Well, that's what it's taking me back to, is that perspective as an outfielder. It's like anticipating the ball and even reading, the way that everything sets up in front of my eyes now that I'm back out here in left field. See, I'm looking at Cespedes, and, the first read is Reyes, your shortstop. What's he looking into? Is he going to move the other way because it's a fastball away, or is he looking to pull because it's a breaking ball? Like, there's so many things that you read out here, and I'm finding myself getting back into that mode right now.
Breaking ball is low. And the count's 2-2. Martin Prado is involved in the auction tonight. He's part of the World Baseball Classic package on the mini board. That's a really cool thing. And if you followed the World Baseball Classic, you know that there were some great moments here at Marlins Park. There's a Giancarlo Stanton autographed bat with the WBC engravement on it. Christian Yelich has autographed a Team USA cap. There's 3 World Baseball Classic autographed baseballs. Stanton and Yelich from Team USA. Prado from Team Venezuela. And of course, Edinson Volquez, who threw that no-hitter for the Fish. He was a member of the Dominican Republic. Prado, little soft serve pop down the line and just out of the reach of TJ Rivera. Here's the WBC package. Signed photo there. There's the Stanton bat. Some great moments. There's the cap from Yelich. There are the, and those are the actual WBC balls that were used in the World Baseball Classic. That's on the mini board. Prado still alive with a 2-2 pitch coming. Matz chases Ozuna back. Ozuna to right, and Bruce is there. And he makes the catch. Justin Moore now against Matz.
Or a little bit farther down the lineup tonight because of the lefties starting. Nice night last night. 3 rockets, 2 resulting in hits. RBI, 2 RBI single his first time up. Now at 50 RBIs on the season.
The big breakthrough for Bohr here in the first half has been against the lefties. Fouls that one off, and it's 0-2.
That's the pitch he will be heads up for tonight. The 2-seam fastball in on his hands. Mentioned a little earlier. See, that was his changeup right there that he throws. Turned it over. A running action to the inside part. So the willingness to throw that changeup to a left-handed hitter does not feature the slider any longer. So nothing that sweeps away.
His OPS against lefties is almost 1,200. 740 slug, 421 on base, 340 average, 6 homers. And remember, he had never homered against a lefty coming into this year. Little dribbler up the line. Matz corrals it and gets Bohr. This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Marlins. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Miami Marlins. There is our set out in center field. Big board and little board, bids being taken. See Jessica at the table there. Numbers up on the big board. Bids are starting to roll through. A.J. Ellis digs in. I thought I would get a jump on everybody and put a bid up on the Royal Caribbean cruise.
See, you have a game plan early. See, I have a game plan late.
Right. Well, my bid has been passed over, I think, lapped a couple of times.
Right. So I'm thinking about where I'm going to jump in a little later in the ball game. Believe me, I'm watching how everybody's operating right now, and I saw you jump in with that early bid, and I thought, well, you know what? If he bids early, he's going to get it going, but that's going to obviously get surpassed. I'm going to wait till about the 7th, 8th inning and see where we're at. Then I'm going to jump in.
Oh, so it's at 2,500.
Yeah.
Hey, look, you're at 500. You're on the board, buddy.
He's right.
That a baby. 1-1. Ellis shoots that one foul. And they count 1-2. You see the number there, the 305-480-3474. And you can ask when you do call in to make your bid. There are some celebrities in the phone room. We have a Major League umpire in there. Jeff Conine is taking a turn in the phone room.
I would ask for the monkey.
Monkey.
I'd like to see how that conversation goes.
Our friend Hugo the Barber is in there. Ball in the dirt. Ozuna thinks about third.
Looked like there was a lot of distractions with Hugo, though, with the Clippers going all the time.
Well, people should know the legend of Hugo the Barber. He is the most popular barber in Major League Baseball. A lot of players will wait until they come through Miami to get their hair cut by Hugo. He actually has a barber shop in the halls of Marlins Park. And you can go in there before 3-4 hours before a game, and there's 2 or 3 players sitting there waiting to get in the chair.
He's a legend. Word is out. Has been for quite some time.
Right, but he's not big enough legend to not work the phones. He is working the phones for us tonight. There's a look. See that?
He's always grooming. He's been. That's what I'm. Look at that groomsman, by the way. We should be auctioning those Clippers.
We were able to get one of the Major League umpires from New York who's supposed to be in the replay center, and he is here tonight. Miguel Rojas on the disabled list. He's working tonight. Ellis called out on strikes. Steven Matz is sharp. Miami leaves a runner in scoring position. 2 innings in, Right now, all Mets. Craig?
All right, Rich, thank you very much. Boy, the boards are very busy here. Our South Florida Ford girls have been updating, and we just had an update on the road trip with the Marlins. That's $2,200. This is a great trip. We've been doing this for the last few years. This time you're going to a place where a lot of people have not been to, and that is the brand new ballpark in Atlanta, SunTrust Park. It's a round-trip airfare for two. That'll include a 4-night hotel stay at the Ritz-Carlton in Buckhead. You got 2 tickets to the Marlins-Braves series. Each game, 2 passes to watch on-field batting practice on August the 4th. Freddie Freeman autographed bat, tour of the park. An autographed bat is neat too. You can go to the Georgia Aquarium or Zoo Atlanta, lunch with Jessica and Todd, tour CNN, and 2 pairs of Marlins Stance authentic game socks. Wow, that is a jam-packed package. Right now at $2,200 from Atterbury, 305-480-FISH is the number.
Very cool. Here's Cabrera, and he reaches out and sends one out to center field. Yelich tracking it, and Christian hauls it in. Cabrera did damage with a 2-run homer into the Clevelander. That was back in the 1st inning. Rich Waltz along with Todd Hollinsworth. Jessica Blaylock is with us. Preston Wilson will join for Marlins Live. If you've never watched an episode of the Fox Sports Florida Fantasy Auction, we're doing baseball. It's Mets and Marlins. It's game 2. Marlins won last night. Mets are up here 3-0. And it's a big night of charity with all kinds of cool baseball experience. And you know what? If you're a Mets fan, we've got something for you. We've got the Mets experience on the mini board, and it starts with this guy, Yoenis Cespedes. Yoenis Cespedes, kind enough to sign an authenticated bat for us. That is part of it. Noah Syndergaard has an autographed ball up there, and there's all kinds of cool Mets gear involved as well. You see the sock that he's got on that right leg of Cespedes? Stance is the official sock not only of the NBA but also Major League Baseball. But that Stance sock there has the skyline of New York. There are 6 pairs of those Mets game socks in that package. Stanton chasing, Stanton reaching, and Stanton catching. All right, so if you're a New York Mets fan, hop on this. Here's what you get. You get the signed bat, you get the Syndergaard ball, 2 Tommy Bahama Mets shirts, Stance Mets apparel, and we use that loosely because they're actually Mets boxer shorts. And they're really, believe me, they're really cool.
Really comfortable.
Game used Marlins and Mets lineup cards from tonight. And Marlins Man has given us 2 club tickets to the Delta Club for any Mets home game in July. So Tommy Bahama shirts, Stance game socks. Where is it? It's at 700. It's at the very top. She's there you go. You got it. There you go. Now she's got the idea. Very nice. So 700 right now for that Mets package.
If you're a Mets fan, I mean, wow, what a package. A little Cespedes, a little Syndergaard. Are you kidding me? Jay Bruce, a base hit his first time up. Came around to score on the Reyes single.
That's a swing, and it counts 2-2. Now, up in the Mets broadcast booth is Gary Cohn. Keith Hernandez is off, but Ron Darling is there. And the Mets broadcasters have thrown in to the Mets package and will give you a tour of the Mets booth here at Marlins Park in September when the Mets come to town if you buy that Mets package. So a meet and greet with Gary, with Ron, and I think Keith will be here in September. And that's part of the Mets memorabilia. You get to come up to the Mets booth here at Marlins Park, meet Gary, meet Ron. It's still at 700. So
here's the thing. If you were to stick your head in our booth, I don't think we'd kick you out.
No, you can come by and see us.
That's true.
I think a Mets fan would rather stop there first.
Well, I'm just saying.
Yelich makes the catch. A much better second and third for Jeff Locke, and that is going up right now. Third, let's check in with Craig Minervini.
All right, thank you, Rich. I'm with Victor Benitez, the Vice President GM of Gus Machado Ford. Our friend Greg Snowden, of course, the account director for South Florida Ford. And this is a great night. Ford's been involved with us. The South Florida Ford girls are here. And Victor, you have a presentation to me.
Yeah, Craig, actually, you know, we're very proud to be here and be part of this event. As you know, South Florida Ford has been involved with the Marlins Foundation for over 10 years. We have given you cars, we have given you plenty, and as you know, you're one of the major sponsors for the Marlins as well. Yes. And tonight we're here to present to the Marlins Foundation a $7,500 check.
$7,500 check, and there's a great, Greg, what are we looking at there? Boy, that is a beauty.
That is the latest and greatest from Ford Motor Company, the Ford Mustang. Yes, indeed. So lots of those out on the roads in South Florida. And
everywhere.
We'd like to see more, so come out and support us.
What other initiatives?
Besides that, we have our activation, as you know, on the main level. People can come in and register and maybe even win one of these.
Win a car. What other initiatives you guys working on South Florida Ford there, Greg?
We've got over 40 different partnerships here in South Florida. We donate back over $700,000 to all of the charities and foundations that we work with all the pro teams and the Marlins Foundation. So it's good to give back, and our dealers and our board of directors, everybody supports it. And we're proud to support the fantasy auction once again.
Nice to see you guys. Thanks a lot.
By the way, I want to thank also the Florida Marlins Foundation, because you also support Salud to Education, which is one of our main non-profits, which helps students in South Florida to go to college and so on. So
that's
thank
what
you for that as well.
About education initiatives. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. JT Riddle has an infield hit. $7,500. Very nice contribution from South Florida Ford to the Marlins Foundation. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you.
They've been great partners for this event.
Sure sounds like it.
Locke trying to sacrifice Riddle up. Marlins trying to get on the scoreboard here in the bottom of the third. We have so many great partners that work with us. to give us all the great prizes and donate. We've seen some of the cool stuff from Tommy Bahama and Stance. The Clevelander, nice enough on that Miami trip to give us a weekend stay at the Essex House, which is one of their partner hotels down on South Beach.
Very generous.
Stayed there last year, had a great time. Counts 3-1 to Locke. Marlins would love to get a free pass here and get Locke on, and then turn it over to the top of the order with Gordon, Stanton, and Yelich. Obviously, Matz does not want to issue a free pass. That's a strike, a high strike. Runs the count to 3-2.
Close pitch right there. Two-seam fastball underneath Locke's hands.
He went after it and he missed it. Another tradition for the Clevelander, and Al Leiter found this out last year, is the delivery, the honorary delivery of the virgin margaritas.
Is that right?
Here they are. There's one for you, there's one for me.
Very nice.
And this helps with the atmosphere.
Well, this loosens up the game call, I would imagine, as we get to about the 7th, 8th inning. Is that correct?
Well, they're virgin, so they're
is
just,
that right?
it's like limeade.
Oh, I see.
So, thank you.
Very much. Thank you.
It's a tradition.
Thank you.
Unlike any other. Outstanding.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. Here's to some great charity and some rising prices on those packages. Riddle still at first. Gordon takes down low. How about that?
That's quite a margarita.
That's
your drink of choice.
It is. It is. And our thanks
well
to the,
done. Thank you very much.
Thanks to the Clevelander who sent that.
Very appreciative of that. This is the biggest margarita I've ever had.
Yes. D. Gordon banks that one into center field. Marlins have something going. Riddle will stop at second. And the Marlins are set up first and second, and here comes Giancarlo.
Nice swing by D. Gordon. Stays on the baseball, back through the middle, sets the table. The Marlins' hottest hitter against Mats. A couple home runs from Giancarlo Stanton in his career. A couple of base hits by the lefties.
This is our perspective up here. We moved our booth essentially. Pardon the
well, if we're going to get margaritas out here every time, I think we should do this more often.
Score sheet here, iPad is here with notes and such, monitors here, booth camera is here, snacks, everything that's normally at our booth. And of course, if Stanton hits one 420 feet, there'll be limes and
they're going everywhere.
Computers and everything scattered everywhere. What did you see in the Stanton first at bat against Mats? How did he work him?
Well, he worked the fastball to both sides of the plate, and that's what Giancarlo Stanton a lot of times sees. Remember, he can eliminate the slider. It doesn't exist any longer from Mats. Four-seam fastball in, two-seam fastball away. Did not show him a big breaking ball. That was the first one he's seen. That is now his only breaking pitch that he throws. The curveball, throws it effectively, a lot of times at the front end of it at bat.
Pitch misses in. See, against lefties, Stanton is driven in 17. Arenado. How about Bellinger, who didn't start the year in the big leagues?
Incredible start to his career.
Stand a bouncer right to Reyes at short. Cabrera's turn is in time, and the Mets get two, and the Marlins are done here in the third. Frustrating night so far for the Fish. Mets up 3-0. Back to Miami after this. Arrives. Let's check in with Jessica Blaylock. Jess?
Hey, Rich, thanks so much. I'm joined by a few special guests. This is Mirta Fuentes. She is the executive director of the Leadership Learning Center. It is an after-school program that is associated with the Marlins. And Martin Prado, you can see on the shirts, it says, "Very Prado You." It's a program that Martin Prado has come up with to really reward students who are pursuing academic achievements, correct?
Exactly. The Marlins are our neighbors. Actually, it's a couple of blocks away. For our students to experience meeting him, well, he just told me it's an experience for a lifetime. This is not something that they ever imagined that they could be a part of. So this is an absolute memory that will last a lifetime.
You guys had the opportunity to come back to a game on June 3rd. You guys had the opportunity to come to the game tonight. Like you mentioned, the students having that chance to interact with a guy like Martin Prado. What do you feel like they've learned from him?
Well, I think that they learned that this is the land of opportunity, that you can make and dream whatever you want, and that you always have to believe in the American dream. And this is not only about getting a ball that is autographed or a picture with somebody like him. It's actually a role model for these students and many more.
We talk about Martin Prado being the captain. He sets such a great example. Tell me about your experience with Prado.
Well, it was a great experience to meet someone like his capacity and everything. It was really humbling. And, you know, memory that lasts forever.
That's a perfect way to describe Martin Prado. Such a humble guy. You think so?
Yes.
You're a little overwhelmed. I mean, how cool is that to meet a guy like Martin Prado?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, obviously, this is a very special experience. That program, very proud of you. That Martin Prado takes so much pride in. What a cool night, not only back on June 3rd, the first time you guys had the chance to come to a game, but a night like tonight and everything that Prado does.
Not only rewarding academic achievement, but effort. We have to reward effort. And every child learns at a different speed, and every child has certain capacities. But this is really rewarding effort, and with the hope that they will improve their academic achievements.
And like you heard Mirta say, that program is just a couple of blocks away from Marlins Park. They are neighbors. The Marlins take such value in giving back to the local community. Very cool. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Jessica.
I got to meet a lot of those young individuals on my way in today.
Jeff
nice
Locke,
group.
all of a sudden, you know, after he got through that first inning, has been outstanding.
32 pitch first inning, 28 cents. He's retired the last 8. Much more efficient. Set up his changeup. His fastballs to the inside corner, much better.
Here is Reyes. And of course, with the lefty on the mound. Some of the big left-handed bats of the Mets are on the bench.
That RBI single in the first inning, Jose Reyes tied Ed Kranepool for second most hits in Mets franchise history. His next one, he will have second place all to himself. 1,418 hits with the Mets.
To a pitch pulled foul. South Florida Honda dealers tomorrow night. Get you ready for baseball. 6:30 start. Marlins and Mets. Homestand finale. Craig and Preston. Reyes takes in. There's your Mets box score. The 2-run homer by Cabrera came in the first. Reyes fouls that pitch off. There's Drupal Cabrera. Three-two, Reyes into left. Ozuna's there. And he makes a catch. When we get back, we'll check in on the big board and the little board with Craig Minervini.
For our big board items, we want to tell you about our weekend in Miami. This includes a 2-night stay for two at the Essex Hotel here in Miami. Credit to the Clevelander South Beach for $100. There are so many things. We'll highlight a couple. 2-game tickets to the Clevelander, 2-game tickets to Camino Suite, 2 Rico Diamond Club tickets, food and beverage. That's courtesy of Lawrence Levy. Batting practice, you name it, $100 gift card, all for the weekend in Miami. Wow, we have a special guest here as you look at our weekend in Miami. And this is, well, first of all, the weekend in Miami, Mr. Conine. Happy birthday. We missed you.
Why, thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey, you've got this great Fly, Dine, and Wine, which is right now $2,000. Not bad.
$2,000, not bad. I think it should be maybe, can it be like the leading vote getter on this?
At some point it will, maybe.
So my thing is wine.
Right.
So the Wine and Dine with me here at Marlins Park.
Right.
I'm telling you, it's from my personal collection. The wine is going to be exceptional.
A-level bottle.
If you want me to throw out names, I'll throw out names.
Throw a name out. Just there's probably a
So
wine level.
One of my favorite producers of all time is Schrader Cellars from California, which is top notch. That's the first.
Sellers. Okay.
Who?
Sulcer Sellers. He was a TV producer guy.
Anyway, Schrader. So that's the first bottle. That's big. Depending how it goes here. If it gets higher, then I'll keep adding more from my personal collection.
Well, there's also a Goodyear Blimp for 4. Right. That's, you can't get that.
I mean, hello.
4 tickets, finish line, Gulfstream Park.
I mean, meet and greet with jockey and horse trainer, access to paddocks. We got 2 tickets to the South Beach Wine and Food Festival, grand tasting on Sunday. Wow. It keeps on going.
Case of Snow Leopard vodka.
A case. In the case.
12?
Yes. 12. 12 in a case.
I should, and a gold Michael Kors Mercer large metallic leather tote. And this is really something else, actually.
An in-home wine sampling experience for up to 12 people.
Wow. All right, great package. Fly, Dine, and Wine.
Way underpriced right now. Way underpriced.
Value of the day right now, guys. And Conine will present this great bottle of wine.
With an S, bottles of wine.
Hey,
depending
Craig,
on the bid.
Hey, yes. Craig, can you do one thing for me?
Yes, sir.
Can you clap your hands and say, Dan O'Might? Dan O'Might. Do it for me. Clap your hands.
Wait, hold this. We got to say Dan O'Might.
Ready? Go.
Yeah. We got to do what?
Dan O'Might. Say Dan O'Might.
Dan O'Might? Yeah. Dan O'Might.
There you go.
Is someone bidding that's named Dan or something? Or?
Yep.
Oh, I know who it could be.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
I know who it could be.
Thank you. Good report. Thanks,
you.
Snyder. Very good. Truth be told, as Ozuna stands in.
What do you think about this? Dan O'Might.
All right. Well, he's already hit his quota.
Oh, okay. Well, we're done then. All right.
So that's the Fly, Dine, and Wine. And Dan Levitard has always supported this event. And today on his show with Stu Gatz, he offered up if we would say a few things that he would make a nice contribution. Ozuna lines it foul. So that was the discussion. Hey, Rich, if you were to say some silly stuff, I'll make a contribution. So $250 for Dan O'Might, which is a popular saying around that show.
Well, I would, Dan probably doesn't know me too well, first year down here. Next year he's going to have to up the ante because I'll say just about anything.
Well, that's good because I've got a list of things.
That's right.
We're going to sneak them in. So you listen for them, but we're off to a good start there. Nice donation. And Dan always writes a very nice check at the end of every show, and we're thankful for that.
Very good.
There were a few I rejected, but most of them I said, sure, we'll get them in there. In the air, in the infield, and right now Steven Matz is perplexing Miami. Oh yeah, that's the Fox Sports Florida broadcaster experience. You get the catered suite for a Marlins home game. You get to run rampant roughshod in the Marlins suite. Eat all the food, drink all the beverages.
Then I believe you join us and tell us how to do our jobs. Isn't that correct?
You get to come to the booth, visit the booth. Not this booth, but the real booth. And a meet and greet with the Hall of Famer Dave Van Horn and Glenn Guthrie. You get to go in the radio booth, hang out there. You get an on-air interview with Craig Minervini or Jessica Blaylock. You don't get to choose. It depends on the game, who's assigned there. You also get to go into the television truck. If you've never been in a TV truck before, they'll temper their language, it says here. It's at 1700, the broadcaster experience. The production truck will temper their language and behavior, and you'll have a good time there. Prado lines one into right field for a base hit. And that's for 4, so 4 people. You get to interview, you get to actually do an interview with a Marlins alum before the game. Fox Sports Florida will record it, and you get a DVD of the interview. And that catered suite is for 16 of your best buds. 4 get to take the tour of the press box, of the TV booth, the radio booth, and the TV truck. And maybe they'll serve margaritas that night.
Can't beat that.
No.
Beautiful piece of hitting by Martin Prado. He's over at first base with 2 outs. He's got hits in 18 of the 22 games he's played in this season. Choppy start to this year for him. A couple trips to the disabled list, but starting to find that swing again. And I think the last swing we saw was pretty good evidence of that.
Ward takes down low. Justin bounced out to the pitcher back in the second. There haven't been a whole lot of balls squared up against Steven Matz for Miami.
Marlins struggling with the action on his fastball. Has some natural lefty fade to it.
One of the things you realize when you do a game from this vantage point, and this is our second time out here. Fly, dine, and wine is up to $2,300. The team colors Stanton painting is up to $5,000. That's the direct line from. That's how we do it. I know it's high tech. Look at Niners on stage still. That's always good. Darno sets up out. And great pitch by Matz. Bohr went searching for it, and he pops it up to third. 4 innings in, the bids are coming in, and the Mets are on top. It's 3-0.
The giving continues. This time it is a $20,000 check from the Marlins to the Kiwanis of Little Havana. I'm joined now by Ray Sardinia and other chairman of the Kiwanis of Little Havana. First off, Ray, describe that partnership between your organization and the Marlins.
Well, it's a very strong partnership that began when the Marlins moved to the city of Miami and Marlins Park. It's a combination of this $20,000 check that's being presented to help fund our back-to-school project, in combination with a lot of the volunteer work that goes behind the scenes to help distribute all of the school supplies. For example, in the last 2 years, we've distributed over $600,000 retail value to the families in our geographical footprint here, Little Havana and the city of Miami.
How special is it that the Marlins take it upon themselves to pour so much back into the South Florida community?
Well, it's very important, and in fact, these schools are some of the neediest schools as measured by the fact that over 90% of the children receiving this qualify for a free school lunch. So it's the children that are the true winners. It's a beautiful thing. Kiwanis is an international organization of volunteers that focuses on helping children in our local community, and with a partnership with the Marlins over the last 2 years, we've given over 15,000 children an opportunity to start school on the right foot. And I'd like to elaborate a little bit on that. Behind the scenes, we basically show up to the school with a box truck full of school supplies. We unload them, and then one class at a time, one child at a time, we put the book bag on them and we fill it with school supplies. It's a beautiful thing. I'd like to conclude with thanking the Marlins for their continued support and thanking all of the volunteers around the world and their supporters who help to make a positive impact in the lives of so many who need it. Thank you.
And you heard Ray just talk about it, that back-to-school distribution program, the fact that backpacks and school supplies are being given to children so that they can be set up for success. And remember, your bids affect that program. You can see right here with this check where that money is going towards. So be sure to call in, keep giving those bids on all of these awesome items here at Fantasy Auction Night. Rich?
All right, thank you. That's a big check and it's really fun to hear the boots on the ground and the impact it makes in this community with kids that need the help with school supplies. I love the fact that they put the backpack on the kids and fill it up with school supplies.
Amazing.
Steven Matz pulls a ground ball. Prado digs it out of the dirt on over to first. Jeff Locke didn't look like he was going to get out of the first inning. Gave up 3 runs, 3 hits, walked 2, gave up a home run. But once he emerged from the first, he has retired now 11 straight.
Jeff Locke has done a nice job of mixing his pitches, has found secondary pitches, and has kept this Mets lineup off balance. Just thinking back to Jeff's first start as a Marlin when he commanded both sides of the plate so well with that fastball and then worked in his secondary pitches so perfectly. Since then, he's kind of gotten away with his command at times. Got a good glimpse of it here over the last 3 innings of what that command can be like when he's on his game. This is very familiar to what we saw that opening start. See, Mets hitters are completely off balance right now. That ball rocketed over the Mets dugout into the crowd. Nowhere near the field. That tells you how hitters are picking him up right now. They're either late, they're early, they're in between.
Granderson walked in the first. He scored quickly on the Cabrera 2-run homer. 1-2. Missed out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And I want to thank as well everybody that bought a pledge pack. We sold 249 of them.
I might be stepping out here. I don't know all the specifics. I know they were all sold, right?
They were all sold.
All sold in what, about less than 24 hours? Is that correct?
About 32 hours.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Except for one, and that's that super duper pledge pack that we've been adding stuff to.
That's in a league all its own.
We took the pledge pack, the last pledge pack. There it is, and it's up to $3,000. That's chock full of incredible stuff. And Marlins man apparently has arrived from his Omaha trip. He was at the College World Series. He usually helps us with the bidding.
Taking over.
Yes, he is. We'll tell you about the super duper pledge pack when we get back. Right now it's 3-0 Mets. Florida is brought to you by Jeep. Get great deals on the Jeep lineup at the Jeep Spring Clearance events. By your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. And by your South Florida Chevy dealers. Some of the items on the boards, the big board and the mini boards. A lot of very cool stuff. That's the 3000 Hit Club and Alex Rodriguez bat. And the double bobblehead signed by Ichiro. Mets package. Look at the stance, game socks there, very cool. Let's check in with Jessica Blaylock. Jess?
Hey, Rich, we've got a little bit of a party going on over here. Jeff Conine decided to jump in. We've got Preston Wilson over here, and we've got Principal Scott Wiener of Kinloch Park Middle School. Now, I've actually been out to Kinloch Park Middle School because we had the opportunity to paint the Jackie Robinson murals on the wall. Talk about the ways that the Marlins give back to your school.
You know, as I've said before, with the Marlins, when they come in with Ayud and Nick Remargo comes in, they don't come in just giving us a check. When they come, they bring, they all come out. You're talking about vice presidents that come out, they don't give back to the school just cash. They come out and they give their experience, they give their dedication, and the kids really see that. And that's what they really, really enjoy, when they see people actually caring about them and giving back to the community. So that's been the best thing that the kids have seen, again.
Seeing the actual action, not just a check, but to see the action that actually takes.
That's what makes a difference in a child's life.
And you got a mentorship program as well, correct?
You know, like I said before, when you have like vice presidents, Claudia, and Alex coming out and sitting with the kids, what other organizations do you see that happen? Rarely ever. And again, when they come out and the whole team comes out, the kids are just so excited. And I can't express how grateful I am to be a part of it, and the values, the 9 core values that they've instilled in our students makes a big difference. Not just the murals, but the values themselves have made our students better people.
I remember it. I remember the students coming out of the classroom, filling the hallways, taking a look at the murals, getting to talk to all of the volunteers that were out there. Really a memorable day for everyone, including you.
Oh, absolutely. How can you forget that day? How much paint was everywhere, but you guys cleaned up well, and again, they are beautiful. They look really beautiful, and what more can you ask for? Not only just the 9 core values, but to have Jackie Robinson's daughter come out and share her book and speak with the students. Just another little thing that they do that you don't see in any other organization.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for sharing your experience, guys. Just another way that the Marlins give back when it comes to education and students.
All right, thank you, Jessica. When you hear the great play by Reyes in the hole, when you hear the principal talk like that, it reminds you, I heard a great quote once. It was, teachers have the most disrespected profession in the country. They're not compensated, no one respects them, and that has to change. That was Frank Martin, former high school coach here in Miami, has gone on to do great things, coach at K-State, now at South Carolina, take them to the Final Four. Just a thought, $750 thought.
Agreed.
Fastball misses outside. Three-two pitch to Locke. And it's out. And Locke walks. It's going to bring D. Gordon to the plate. And a chance to check in with Craig Minervini. Craig.
All right, yes, we have an update here on the board. And the Marlins man is up here taking pictures. Hello, Marlins man. How are you?
Doing great.
All right,
Happy to be here.
You're all over the board here. Look at the update here. He has taken over with 6 bids. But I want to throw this one on the Fly, Dine, and Wine. Jeff Conine has just told me that the bottle of wine has now stepped its game up, guys. Remember he mentioned Schrader Cellars before? How about Scarecrow? Now, wine lovers will know one of the great Cabernets in California. The bottle itself is about a $600 bottle of wine. All right, so that's what we're talking. Scarecrow added. That'll be the wine on the Fly, Dine, and Wine package. You mentioned bottles as well.
That's very cool. All right. Good stuff. D. Gordon rolls it up the middle. Cabrera scoops it to Reyes, and the Marlins are done in the 5th. Still all Mets, 3-0. Marlins and Mets, a GMC Wednesday showdown at Marlins Park, our Fox Sports Florida fantasy auction. 3-0. Mets on top of the Marlins. It's the 6th. Jessica Blaylock, take it away.
Thanks so much, Rich. So many interviews tonight because the Marlins do so many amazing things as far as community outreach. Juan Garciga, he's going to tell us a little bit about the RBI program. And then Michelle Oliva, who actually received the scholarship. We'll talk to her in just one second. But Juan, first off, tell us a little bit about the RBI program and how the Marlins get back through that avenue.
Sure. So the RBI program for us is our signature youth baseball and softball offering, and it's really about not just creating opportunities on the field, but helping them develop as major league citizens and have those opportunities beyond softball and baseball on the field, but really in the classroom, and hopefully one day coming back and contributing to the community, whether it's as a big league player or being just a big league human being and making a difference in kids' lives. So that's really what the program's about.
And Michelle, you had the opportunity to be involved in the RBI program. What was that like?
I've been playing for 2 years, and it's been all but it's just fun. Whether you know how to play or not, you should try out, go out there. It's a lot of fun, and sadly this is my last year, but I hope to come back next year and help out in some way.
And you received a scholarship through the RBI program. How are you going to use that for what you want to do in the future?
Well, I'm currently attending Florida State University, studying exercise science, and without the scholarship I wouldn't know if it would be possible. It's a lot of money to go, especially move away, but the RBI program definitely made it a dream come true.
That's awesome. You hear those words, a dream come true, through the RBI program, through the Marlins giving back to the community. You see someone like Michelle being able to go to college, to work towards a degree, and in a large part because of what the Marlins were able to do by giving you that scholarship.
Yes, of course. I'm very thankful.
Awesome. What a great story. Guys, back to you.
I love it. I love when charity and baseball and education all intersect there. The RBI reviving baseball in the inner cities.
Really coming together.
Cespedes right now with an 0-1 count. Jeff Locke misses down low as Drupal Cabrera reaching on an infield hit. That snapped a run of 12 consecutive retired by Locke. In the air, Ozuna and Yelich. And from our vantage point, we not only can see Yelich and Ozuna together, but we could hear them. You could hear, literally hear Yelich screaming at Ozuna.
Communication. Good to see. Routine fly ball between the two.
That's our view. That's a camera that sits right in our booth. How about that? It's the magic of television. 3-0. Mets on top. Bruce takes a fastball in. How's your hitting experience going? Have we? I don't think we've updated that one lately on the mini board.
I think Marlins Man. I mean, a lot of people were starting to really get involved, and then all of a sudden Marlins Man took over. I happened to kind of catch it out of the corner of my eye, and I believe on the mini board he had bought up about 7 of the 8 spots.
Now, he doesn't necessarily walk away with those at the end. There it is. 2,100.
It's definitely worth more than that, so I can promise you it is. On-field experience, tickets, Don Mattingly, myself.
I like the fact that the Royal Caribbean Getaway is at 3,700 now. I think the case of Brugal rum helps. I think the Tommy Bahama cruise kit, outfit, and luggage helps. But of course, 7 nights on a Royal Caribbean cruise.
3,700 just means you're not going. For now.
I don't know about that. Jay Bruce.
My game plan's already partly been foiled. Come up with a new game plan. I've got time though. It's the 6th.
Ground ball against the shift. Riddle flips. Turned by Prado, who used to be a second baseman, but not in time to get the double play. Toyota brings you an inside look. The all-new RAV4. Most starting pitchers used this season. This is a list you really don't want to be on. Mets and Marlins right behind the Reds. Brewers, Phillies, Padres. The Brewers, out of all the teams on that list, the Brewers are in the best shape right now. First place in the Central.
They're the only ones defeating the trend. I mean, you see it right there. I think all of those teams under 500 having to deal with issues.
Don Mattingly on his way out to the mound. Going to make a change. Jeff Locke comes out. Dustin McGowan comes in. 3-0 Mets, 2 outs in the 6th. Marlins and Mets brought to you by GMC. 3-0 Mets on top. Joseph Gormley still working on that D. Gordon portrait. T-Mobile Unlimited Baseball Break. How about Adrian Beltre, 450th of his career, a guy that most people feel is headed towards Cooperstown. Trey Turner and the Nationals stole a lot of bases, and that had some repercussions with the Cubs. Jose Abreu beat the Yankees with a 2-run walk-off single. And that is your T-Mobile Unlimited Baseball Break. And there is Dustin McGowan. McGowan comes in for the Marlins. The blowback on that Trey Turner Nationals stealing 7 bags. Jake Arrieta was the pitcher in that ball game.
Turned into a bit of he said in the clubhouse between Arrieta and Montero. I don't think necessarily head-on-head, but both guys certainly having to respond to the 7 stolen bases. One said, well, we've got to hold them on better, and the other one said, well, we've got to throw them out a little better.
Right, and the one that said we got to hold them on a little bit better was released or designated for assignment today.
Yes, he was. El Montero.
The Cubs are notorious at not holding runners on. You saw that, especially of late with some of their veteran pitchers. And so, to me, it felt like just frustration boiled over for Montero, but protocol is you don't necessarily throw your teammate under the bus. Wilmer Flores takes up from Dustin McGowan.
The fact that it ended up in the media and out for the National to know is un-Cub-like.
So Locke gets into the 6th, and with 2 outs, Flores and McGowan teammates with the Pirates briefly, Locke and Volquez.
Jeff Locke should be very satisfied with the strides he made past that first inning. Much improved. Command back there, came back around. Really been missing his last bunch of starts.
Well, the challenge for Miami right now is figure out Steven Matz. He's thrown 79 pitches. And Miami has 4 hits.
Jeff Locke did a pretty good job of holding the deficit, as we say. What do you mean by that? Well, 3-0 has stayed there since the first. Marlin bats start to respond, you can get right back in this game.
You know, if you're wondering how the end of the auction works, the mini board closes on last out of the ball game. There's the mini boards. Like it. Look at you, Holly. You're up to 2,500.
Nice job, Joe.
Big board goes 15 minutes after last out. So that finishes on Marlins Live. Liner into center field. Yelich is there, and he makes the catch. Joseph Gormley working on this portrait. We will check in with the artist when we return. Mets on top. Joseph Gormley. Scenes from our Fox Sports Florida fantasy auction. And our Joseph Gormley working hard. Craig Minervini catches up with the artist. Craig?
Rich, painting feverishly, but now you've finished the difficult part, right, Joseph? Good to see you again.
Hey, it's good to see you. Good evening.
Tell me about the painting. This is a different one this year. Each one of yours has struck an emotional nerve chord with Marlin fans. Everybody looks at it. This one in particular, because of what happened only a day before with the tragic death of Jose Fernandez.
Yeah, I mean, this one truly is from the heart, and it's truly for the Marlins family. and truly for a Marlins fan to appreciate this moment, and a tribute to Jose from D. Gordon.
This is the D. Gordon painting. We'll take a look at the painting. Let's talk about the painting. What stands out, how important, and what are the things to look at in the painting?
This painting is very simple. It's the eyes and the finger point. The Marlins logo, whatever, it takes care of itself. But the tribute that I wanted to capture was the eyes and the finger point, the communication between two friends, and what it meant, what it means for the Marlins family. So to capture this part of the painting is truly, I'm so proud of this, and I'm so glad to be here tonight, so thank you.
D. Gordon painted, I believe, part of the batting glove, is that right?
He sure did. He painted the orange part.
What did he say to you when he looked at it?
He didn't want to mess it up, you know, but after a few minutes of painting the orange, I let him go, and he did the black, and he took the paintbrush and the paints and did his own thing, so I appreciated the confidence he had to do this.
One of the neat things, and guys, when sometimes I look at the Marlin jersey, I start seeing the shadows only because of Joseph's paintings. It's a black jersey, but you see all the color that he puts in. Why so much color? And it actually is perfect, but we don't realize it.
It's such a game. For instance, if I just show you this little part here, the mistake here, the first coat, it's just to get paint on the canvas. Now, when this dries, it gets the second coat, which cleans up the whole edge and gives it the sharpness. And then if you stand back, it truly pops. So, I mean, up close it makes no sense, but if you come back...
Let's back up a little bit. Again, this painting is up for bids. There's a few other things. Photo opportunity, 4 passes on the field, 4 clubhouse box tickets to a Marlins 2017 regular season home game. And if we back up, we can get a different view of this.
Yes, I mean, that's the whole point, is when you stand back, it certainly pops. I'm just lucky I found this style, but I'm just blessed to be painting this tribute for the Marlins family.
Great job, as always, Joseph. Very neat. And that bidding's going to go up, and this one really is a beauty. Congratulations.
This one, before I go, can I just add that tonight I want to do something a little different. Not only are you going to get this painting, but I'd like to reach out to like a family and donate a family portrait. So not only will you bid on this picture, but I will donate a family portrait, so a husband and wife can truly get a family gift.
A family portrait along with the painting and the other things we mentioned. That's great. Thanks, Joseph.
Thank you so much.
Joseph Gormley. Wow, guys.
All right, thank you. And over the last few years, here are some of the paintings that Gormley has done. The Jose Fernandez one was just spectacular. The Stanton, this was off that body issue cover. And then Ichiro last year. It's amazing to watch them start. And Ichiro himself, just like D. Gordon, participated. I can't believe it's at 3,000 right now. And my hope, obviously, is that it goes higher, and it should. That one's going to end up in foul territory. 305-480-3474. 305-480-3474. And you just heard Joseph Gormley say he will throw in a family portrait. Normally, these paintings will go for 3 or 4 times what it's up there right now, at the very least. So
well, it's time to remind everybody just how special this portrait is, and even the family portrait that he is going to throw in as well at $3 grand. I'm shocked to see it that low this early. Everybody pick up the phone and get on this one.
I think what would really help here would be some runs. 3-0 Mets right now. Ozuna with 2 outs. Steven Matz pitched around the stand single, got Yelich to bounce into a double play. And Matz has been cruising. He's at 88 pitches and in complete control. Ozuna hits one to third. Rivera across the diamond. And right now, Steven Matz is shutting out Miami. Geico brings you a fantasy auction moment. This is 2 years ago. Giancarlo Stanton painting, $25,000. And Joseph Gormley was overwhelmed at that point. Everything he paints for charity.
Oh, that's amazing.
Amazing. And we're hoping for a bump on the D. Gordon portrait tonight. This game is going quickly. Can't believe it sits at 3,000.
That's shocking.
Come on, people. At 3,000 hit club, though, at 4,600 is a nice price. As Dustin McGowan goes to work on the top of the 7th. McGowan came in, got the last out of the 6th. He works here in the 7th. Travis d'Arnaud, Jose Reyes, TJ Rivera, and a possible pinch hitter. Although the Marlins would love to. Liner in the center. Yelich in the gap. And it falls between them. Yelich picks it cleanly, but d'Arnaud can run well, and he's into second with a head first slide.
Split the gap. Almost perfectly placed between Stanton and Yelich. There's no collision right there, but because neither outfielder was able to pick it clean, d'Arnaud right there with Real Muto is one of the most athletic catchers in the game, able to slide in with his 7th double of the season.
Reyes. Jose Reyes tonight, RBI single, and he's lined out to left, and he looks like in this series not a 195 hitter. He looks like his bat is starting to come to life, which is good news for Met fans. He's trying to move a runner from second to third. Fouls that pitch back to the screen.
Sometimes when you dig a hole the size that Reyes did early on, you get hot, and eventually you do. Get those numbers moving in the right direction. It just doesn't allow you to cool off, and I think that's what you're seeing with Reyes' numbers even now. So home runs and RBIs, not bad. That 195 batting average, still shocking. It's only, what, about 6-7 weeks ago we saw him. He's only hitting 100.
Reyes bounces that one off the mound. Gordon picks it, and that keeps d'Arnaud at third. But Reyes has another hit, and the Mets are in business again.
Fastball off McGowan's glove. Gordon able to secure it before it gets all the way to Christian Yelich in center field. No shot at Reyes at first. Probably have scored a run right there. And D not kept that on the infield.
TJ Rivera the hitter now. Ground ball short. Riddle bobbles, shovels out there, and that's it. A run scores. It's 4-0 New York. Miami gets just the one run.
RBI ground out from Rivera. Misread. So JT Riddle break far to his right. That ball come back to his left just a little bit. Lost him a step. Gordon gets the out at second, but unable to turn two. Almost looked as if that first hop, the ball backed up.
Matz bunts. McGowan fields. And that pushes Rivera into scoring position. Miami's bullpen, Tazawa and Nicolino. And Don Mattingly is on his way out. He's going to bring the lefty in. With Granderson coming up. Mets have added a run and a 4-0 lead now. With Craig Minervini. Craig?
All right, Rich, quick look at the mini board here. The Derek Dietrich hitting lesson here is at $1,200. A 30-minute lesson with Derek Dietrich, plus passes to watch games, batting practice, clubhouse box tickets, personalized jersey, the authentic game socks, Marlins stance dress socks as well, and led by a 30-minute lesson with Derek Dietrich, ages 7 to 18. That's a great one and good value right now, $1,200 for the hitting lesson. And the All-Star Game experience is at $2,700. This is unbelievable. 3-night hotel stay for two, including 2 tickets to All-Star Fan Fest, the Legends, the Celebrity Softball Game. This again is for 2018, so you got a trip to DC, All-Star Workout Day, the Derby, the All-Star Game, 2 tickets to all the events, plus Tommy Bahama crew shirts and MLB All-Star Game shirts, autographed poster from 2016 and 17 for the Marlins, framed All-Star posters and an All-Star duffel bag. Wow, $2,700. That's with the trip, tickets to all the events as well, guys.
That's got to go north of 2,700.
Well, Kilowatt Boy's thinking that there's no way that goes north because he wants it, but I'm shocked. 2,700, let's go. Come on.
Flight, hotel, get to go to everything.
Right.
From the Celebrity Softball Game to the Futures Game to the Home Run Derby to the All-Star Game in 2018 in Washington, D.C. Hall of Fame experience sits at $3,500. Right now, it's Nicolino against Granderson. It's off Granderson's foot. The Mets have compiled 4 runs. They did most of the damage off Jeff Locke in the first inning. Asdrubal Cabrera hit a 2-run homer. Jose Reyes had an RBI single. Locke then retired 12 straight. They came out of the ballgame after 2 were out in the 6th. But the Mets here have added a run and are threatening with Rivera at second and 2 outs.
Bullpen appearance for Nicolino this season. 5 starts. Extra velocity. 92-93 on his fastball right now.
That one is blistered deep right center and gone. And the Mets have cracked it open. Granderson homers against Justin Nicolino.
2-strike breaking ball.
And a 2-run homer, second homer of the series by Curtis Granderson.
One locked-in leadoff hitter for the Mets. Granderson producing lots of extra base hits lately. This breaking ball starts at the belt, ends at the thighs. Location catches the middle of the plate. Granderson all over it. Giancarlo Stanton barely moves. Any mistake to Granderson right now is doing just that. Flying out of the yard.
As Drupal Cabrera. He takes outside, so the Mets are up 6-0. Steven Matz still in the ball game. Remember, he came to the plate, bunted. He's got at least another inning in him. He's at 89 pitches. And the Marlins into their bullpen here. But the auction's still going on. We're still raising money. The D. Gordon painting is up to $4,000. The mini board closes at the end of the game. So last out, the mini board closes 15 minutes after the Ford big board closes. That Royal Caribbean 7-day cruise is only at $4,000. And that comes with at least $1,000 worth of Tommy Bahama merchandise, outfits, luggage, cruise pack, and it comes with a case of Brugal rum. So that's a great bargain right now. And Nicolino walks Cabrera. Now, the Super Duper Pledge Pack, remember I told you I had the last Pledge Pack? I've added some stuff to it. If you've been following along either on Twitter or on the show, we dropped in to the last Pledge Pack, which sold for $175. It's at $4,000 right now. There's all kinds of cool stuff in there. A Mike Trout autographed baseball, Paul Goldschmidt autographed baseball, Anthony Rizzo autographed World Series baseball, a Manny Machado autographed baseball, a Marcell Ozuna bat autographed, Chris Bryant autographed baseball. There it is. We threw in the All-Star batting practice cap and the game cap, those two caps on top. Well, the game cap and the batting practice cap from the All-Star weekend. Stance threw in Mother's Day, Father's Day, Memorial Day game socks. The Ichiro bobblehead, there is a double Ichiro bobblehead in there that is autographed.
The Seattle and
the Seattle, and it's autographed by Ichiro. Mike Lowell has an autographed bobblehead in there. And I have one item that was just added moments ago, actually. Cespedes pulls it foul. This is Don Mattingly's batting practice jersey. You see the skipper wearing this. This is my partner. And Don Mattingly has autographed it, and it is authenticated. That's the authentication. That's Mattingly's signature. That goes in the Super Duper Pledge Pack as well. So that's a very cool thing with all kinds of stuff. And our thanks to all the players. We got a lot of local players. Machado, Rizzo.
Super Duper. How about Superstar Pledge Pack?
How about Cespedes lining one into right field?
He likes lefties.
How's that Mets package doing, by the way? Because you can do the Super Duper Pledge Pack. That's on the mini board. The Mets package, I can't believe that's at $1,700. That's a Cespedes bat. That's a Syndergaard ball. That's all the cool Mets gear. You can bid at 305-480-3474. Yes, Syndergaard ball, Cespedes bat, and the Mets gear. Stance gives you the game socks. Tommy Bahama gives you Mets shirts.
Mets Tommy Bahama.
Mets Tommy Bahama, and there's some Mets Tommy Bahama t-shirts. Stance throws in the boxers. And remember the addition that I told you about, the Mets broadcasters. If you're a Mets fan, you watch, I'm sure, on SNY, the Mets broadcasters. And if we could see the booth where the Mets broadcasters, the booth, that's like the Vatican. The Pope is up in there, right?
For sure.
And that would be Gary Cohen on the right, Ron Darling on the left. And so if you're a Mets fan and you come to a game in September when the Mets are here, you get to visit the Mets booth. And Keith Hernandez will be there as well. First pitch liner, right field. Stanton is there. That is now in the Mets package, a visit to the Mets broadcast booth here at Marlins Park in September. So get on the phone and get on that, you Mets fans.
The auction night continues. Be sure to get those bids in. I'm joined by a couple more special guests. Mike Hill, President of Baseball Operations for the Marlins, Savannah Kelly, and Dason Kelly. Now, first off, Mike, I want you to give us a little bit of background on the Hill Family Scholarship, how it came about.
Well, this is the second year for the scholarship. Last year, Dason was our first year recipient of the scholarship, and I've been blessed. I've been with the Marlins for 15 years, and I've always tried to give back, active in the Marlins Ayudan program. But something that my family and I wanted to do, we wanted to do more and to help that next generation with their pursuit of a college education. And thus was the birth of the Hill Family Scholarship.
And Savannah, you're receiving the scholarship this year. What does this mean to you?
It's a huge surprise and an even bigger blessing because I'll be able to afford room and board as well as books, and I won't have to go on that famous ramen noodle diet for college. So it's a huge blessing for me and my family.
And Dason, you received this scholarship last year. What have you been able to do with it? What has it meant to you?
I was able to purchase my books, like Savannah said. It does help, and education is important to me. So I thank Michael Hill for everything he has done for me. And Savannah, I know you will do the same.
And Mike, I know that you echo exactly what Dason just said. Education is so important to you. How special is it to see these students that are standing right next to you and know that this money is going to help them with their future?
I just think back to when I was in their position to have the opportunity to help and to pay it forward. And I think that's what we try to do with the Hill Family Scholarship and promote that next generation of our young people and hopefully help them on their way to success.
And this is the Hill Family Scholarship. I know that your family is back at home watching. You want to say hi to your wife and kids?
Hello, family, and I know they're extremely excited as well. They're part of the process and the selection of our recipients. So it's definitely a family event.
Well, it is an honor to be a part of this night and to see what students like Savannah and Dason are able to do with this money. We appreciate everything that the Hill family has done in the Marlins as well. Thank you so much, Mike. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Jessica. Thank you, Michael Hill.
Just as you can see it in Michael Hill's eyes, the gift of giving right there. What a gift it is. It's as rewarding as receiving, I believe.
It's a nice tradition that he has started. If you're just joining us, the number to bid on the experiences is there on the scoreboard on the lower right, 305-480-3474. Marlins.com/fantasy gives you a description of all the items. Justin Bour pulls it foul. This has been the Mets night so far. Steven Matz has been outstanding. Matz slow to get to the rotation, working with an elbow injury.
Bone chips removed in October. Slow start to this season, just precautionary. Kind of eased him into this, but last couple of starts he's been up over 100 pitches. Right here at 98, working into the 7th inning.
Matz over the last 3 years has had DL time, a lat strain in 15, bone spur in his shoulder last year, as you pointed out, the elbow this year. Of course, this is the guy that had Tommy John surgery all the way back in 2010, and Bour fouls that pitch back. He was first scouted when he was 10 years old and pitching on Little League on Long Island. Scout named Larry Izzo saw him pitch and was impressed, and kind of out of not a joke, but just in fun, gave his card to the family and said, "Hey, I'll see you in about 7 years." And lo and behold, the Mets took him in the 2nd round in 2009. Cold Hard Fact brought to you by Coors Light. Fewest games by an opening day lineup. White Sox, Mets, Blue Jays, and Nationals. Marlins have had just 5 in their opening day lineup altogether. A.J. Ellis, breaking ball, misses out. Probably the last inning for Matz. This is 101 pitches now.
He's been in complete control tonight.
Mets bullpen has some action. Josh Edgin, our good friend Ricky Bonas. Ellis sprays one into right field for a hit. So AJ's aboard. It brings up JT Riddle, who's 1 for 2.
Extends this inning for Matz. He's not faced more than 4 hitters in an inning. A couple double plays, one in the 3rd, one in the 6th, have shortened up his workload. Here's a look at the big board.
Yeah, some of the items are starting to move. That D. Gordon painting is north of 5,000. Royal Caribbean is at 4,000. Super Duper Pledge Pack at 4,000. Holly, you sit at 2,700 right now. It's a nice.
I promise you, you will not be disappointed. That will be a fun experience for anybody who's interested in taking batting practice, getting a few pointers for a little while, and hanging with Don Mattingly as well. Not just me. It's batting practice here at Marlins Park, one of the most beautiful ballparks in the National League, even in baseball. It's coming from someone who's played in them all.
One of the things we can't control, there's the D. Gordon painting. Joseph Gorley still working on it.
Gorgeous.
One of the things that we can't control is what type of game do you get during the auction. But the one thing I'll tell you, if you've not experienced this before, is that when it gets down into the 9th inning, things get hectic. All of a sudden the bids start flying in, people trying to jump in at the end. The mini board closes on last out. 15 minutes after last out, we will close the Ford big board.
Well, you know me well enough now. It sounds kind of intense. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Let's get a little dicey there at the end. Everybody get the heart rate go up a little bit.
Oh, without question.
That's the way I like it.
Because you have people on the phone bidding, watching, keeping tab on what the price is.
I'm so close.
And then you have people here that are in the audience that are voting as well.
I'm expecting a big push tonight. Steven Matz has ruined it for the Marlins fans tonight. He has been in total control. 2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball, the slow breaking ball. Change up occasionally, but pitching to both sides of the plate. The number of off-balance swings, even the 3rd time through the lineup, surprising to me. I mean, that's how good his stuff has been. Look at that monkey, my goodness. He's a little out of control there.
That's the phone bank. 3,000. Now, you know, look, we could go high tech, right, with the computer and bidding online, but
what fun is that?
It's no fun. I mean, you wouldn't get the monkey, you wouldn't get the phone bank video, you wouldn't get the Ford girls, you wouldn't get Craig dancing from board to board. Little ground ball guided out to Cabrera at second. It's Steven Matz. 7 shutout innings. The commercial, how cool is this? Stan and a local artist in a studio, skyline of Miami, and then off to work goes Big G. Got the bat rolling, got the bat going. That huge canvas, very cool. Majestic did this with select players in Major League Baseball. Stan was able to get the canvas for us, and we've got it tonight. As well, the uniform that he wore while he painted is in it. Very cool. 5,100 right now. Craig, let's go out. I don't know if people realize how big that thing is, Craig.
No, I don't think people realize it at all. It's actually 9 feet by 6 feet. And you can get an idea just with me next to it, how large this is. It's unbelievable with the skyline here, and obviously the paint from the swings on the jersey as well. That's not all in the package. It also includes the autographed base from the Home Run Derby, won by Giancarlo Stanton last year. A home run bobblehead, autographed by Giancarlo, and a pair of Mother's Day and Father's Day MLB Stance authentic game socks, along with a Memorial Day MLB Stance authentic game socks. But again, this is the painted Miami skyline from Majestic, my team colors from the commercial. It was done in a few markets around the country by various baseball stars. Giancarlo did this. We showed you the footage earlier. And you'll also get the autographed jersey, which we've shown you. It's got the paint all over it with Giancarlo's name Stanton on the back. This really is unbelievable.
And Craig, we should point out it's behind plastic.
Yes, it is behind plastic.
It's still in the crate that
yes.
Majestic shipped it to us. It arrived yesterday on the big delivery dock.
Yeah, you can see if you come around on the side, guys, you can see that the crate itself is it really is like it just arrived, and you wouldn't believe the size of this. The ship alone was as big as a cruise ship that brought this in.
Very cool. And so that is right now at 5,100. If you've got your eyes on that, now's the time to get in. Don't wait till the end and get aced out. Set your spot and go to work.
I don't know if that'll fit on the top of my Fiat.
Oh, I'm sure there's some man caves and some places where that would look very, very nice.
Agreed.
Especially with all the Stanton stuff that comes along with it.
How about the jersey alone?
Junichi Tazawa in the ball game. 6-0 Mets right now. One of the things that's in that package, remember Stanton's win at the Home Run Derby in San Diego, All-Star game last year. One of the bases from that Home Run Derby is signed by Stanton. I told you about the Home Run Derby bobblehead. He signed that as well. The D. Gordon piece of art is coming together. Joseph Gormley right now putting the finishing touches on that. And remember, Joseph threw in a family portrait. There's the base. That's very cool. The T-Mobile Home Run Derby. Stanton signed it. It's authenticated. And that's the uniform with all the paint on it. And he signed it right on the 7. Wilmer Flores up. And it's 2-2.
Nice split finger by Tazawa. Get that down. It's been an inconsistent pitch for him this year. A good one there. 2-2.
Two from Tazawa. All right, if you were to bid on something on that board, what caught your eye? For me, it was the Royal Caribbean Cruise, and I may go back to it.
Fly, dine, and wine.
4,000. I can't believe the Hall of Fame experience sits at 3,500. That's behind the scenes, and you get 2 nights at the Otesaga Hotel. That one fouled back and out of play.
My beautiful wife just spent a week there with my children, my son playing in a tournament, and can attest to the Otesaga. Wow, what a hotel, what an experience. Cooperstown this time of year, awesome. Beautiful weather, beautiful lake, everything's in full bloom, amazing.
4,000 for the minor league affiliate package, which has got all the cool caps and shirts and signed stuff from the Marlins minor league affiliates. New names for a lot of them. Jumbo shrimp, baby cakes. See, now is when it starts to move a little bit, when you get to the late innings. Pitching experience.
Dan Straley.
Dan Straley. The World Baseball Classic at 3,100. Still some bargains up on the board. There's the WBC package.
Great gear there.
Line down the left field line, foul. Ozuna giving chase into the corner. Where's the Mets package? Can we see the mini board? I figure the Mets is up to 2,100, so that's going north. I would think getting to meet Gary, Keith, and Ron in the booth here in Miami in September would push that higher. And remember, you do get some Delta Club seats at a Mets game as well in that package. You can certainly just go online at marlins.com/fantasy. It gives you all the details of every package. Figured we'd throw a little something for the Met fans out there. And you Marlin fans that have stuck with us in a 6-0 ball game, hang in there. The fun really gets going when both boards start to close.
Wilmer Flores says, get the bidding up. 11 pitches this at bat. He's buying us some time, isn't he?
He is. Little things like this, every second helps. Junichi Tazawa is not a fast worker. So he's a good guy to pitch on auction night.
Wilmer Flores spoiling some pitches.
There was this is our 12th auction. I want to say 8-9 years ago, there was a game that flew by, and the Marlins were poised to win. And I believe the closer was Matt Lindstrom, hard thrower out of Utah. He came in and blew, I think, a 2-run save. It sent the game into extra innings, but made the foundation like an extra $25,000.
Very appreciative.
Because there were like 2 or 3 extra innings, and the bidding just kept going up and up.
Good enough. Ball 4 to Flores.
Oh, here's your flashback. And this was the game winner. The Marlins ended up winning the ball game. Cantu knocked in Emilio Bonifacio. Ball came loose. Auction over. Game over. And that blown save actually helped
all a timing thing. The win was there. The win was to be had for the Marlins for the fish, but a little extra time for the big board.
That's right. It all worked out in the end. All for the kids. Joseph Gormley now signing the painting. Very cool. Now it's Travis d'Arnaud's turn to foul pitches back.
I'm mesmerized just watching him sign his name. It was craftsmanship. I mean, the art. I mean, watching him paint this in front of my eyes, absolutely amazing. And he's right. You know, when you kind of get back from the photo itself, you see the details. It's almost the opposite of what you'd think it would be. See, as you pull back right there, look at that.
You know, Rich, I was asking him, why did you have the right arm dissolve? What was there was a meaning in that? And he said, if I had the arm, his right arm in the shot, it would take away from the hand and the point and the whole point of the picture itself. And so your eye, really, when you look at this, you're gravitated toward his finger and where he's looking. And that's all purposeful from Joseph Gormley.
Very cool. That's where it started, and of course D. Gordon had a hand in painting it. Gordon put his signature on there as well. d'Arnaud battling, count 1-2 to Zawa. Got him. You can hear the strike 3 call by Mike Malinsky. d'Arnaud is out. First out of the 8th, and here comes Reyes. Jose Reyes 2 for 3 in this one. RBI single. Is lined out, has an infield hit as well. Zawa, one of the Marlins offseason acquisitions. Had a rough start. Spent time on the disabled list. Hopeful that now it's coming off the DL, he can get back into some sort of a bullpen groove.
Also the consistency of how his pitches move. It's one thing that's been a little off for him here in the beginning of the season. DL trips sometimes will do that as well. The consistency of the split finger, the consistency of the breaking ball, knowing where it's going to go, knowing when he can throw it for a strike, when he can bounce it. And I think at times he gets a little bit in between. Part of that is you see the good batting average against, just over 200. He's also given up 5 home runs on the season. So definitely some inconsistencies there, and he's working through those.
Boy, Reyes is scorching hot right now. Lines that into the corner. Stanton picks it out. Reyes will have extra bases. Flores stops at third base.
Fastball elevated at the belt. Reyes rips it into the right field corner. Both left-handed and right-handed, he's been on his game this series. Third 3-hit game of the season for Reyes.
Infield comes in. Matt's at second and third. You got TJ Rivera up. Nobody throwing in Miami's bullpen. Rivera had a great season last year in the minor leagues. Count quickly 0-2. Those are bids that are coming from the phone room. The team color is over 10,000 now. Gator is on it. can see things are starting to percolate and move.
I'm all here.
Have you been to the, I know that your kids were up for a tournament. Have you actually been in the Hall of Fame?
I have. Seasons ago. It might be about 4 years now. I was invited to an all-star kickoff party for the induction ceremony that year. Went up and played a game. It was representation from all 30 teams, actually.
Oh, so you played on the little, was it double day diamond?
I believe that's what it's called. It was a weekend experience. Was able to take my 2 oldest sons before they were 12. So yeah, I guess it was probably 4 years ago at least now. One of the most beautiful places in our country this time of year.
Well, that Hall of Fame trip that we have came by accident. Jeff Idelson, the vice president of the Hall of Fame, runs the place. He was in the audience. He was at a ball game when we were doing the auction, and he was watching the auction on a TV in one of the suites. He came to the booth and said, look, I'd like to donate a trip to the Hall of Fame. And we sold it there that night, and he's been part of the auction for the last 3 years.
Very nice.
Yes. And we saw him all over the place last year with Ichiro. My producer, John Sulzer, and Christian Roberts, our director, we were all in Japan. We saw him in Japan as well for the World Baseball Classic. He gets around, does Jeff Idelson. That's the Hall of Fame experience. Tony Perez.
Hall of Famer.
Yep. Andre Dawson. You get a photo opportunity with those two as part of this Hall of Fame package. You know, there's a look at Andre Dawson. The cool thing about Ichiro, when he got to the major leagues in Seattle in 2001 after his first season, he was MVP, Rookie of the Year, Gold Glove, all those things. He went incognito to Cooperstown because he wanted to learn more about the stars of the game, learn more about the history of the game. And he and Jeff have a terrific relationship. I think Ichiro's probably been there 7 or 8 times, not with a lot of fanfare. Swing and a miss, ball in the dirt, dug out and thrown out by Ellis. So we've been talking about the Hall of Fame. Here's the package. It is round trip airfare for 2 up to Cooperstown, 2-night stay, 2 nights at the Otasaga Hotel, which is really cool. And that includes breakfast at the hotel. And then if you have 2 people you want to bring with you, it's a tour for 4 of the Hall of Fame and Museum, and you get the archives tour, which means you go downstairs and you get to touch things and see things that very few people are able to do. You get to handle the Babe Ruth bat. You get to pick up Ted Williams' glove.
It's all the behind-the-scenes stuff that you don't see on display, and it's a private tour. It's fantastic. I mean, they've got so much stuff there at the Hall of Fame, and being able to see all the stuff that's not on display is...
And you have to wear
it's the best part of the tour.
You have to wear the hermetically sealed gloves or whatever they call them.
Your DNA will not end up on any of that stuff.
But you have the gloves on, and then you get to pick up the bat and see all the cool stuff.
I mean, how cool would it be to know that Babe Ruth's bat was nearly 40 ounces? I mean, most players today, even your big guys, are swinging at the most 30, 33, 34 ounce bats. Babe Ruth, back in the day, 38, 39 ounce bat.
Ralph has to be pretty happy because he's right now at 3,500. Here's a few other things that you get with that Hall of Fame experience. You get an autographed Tony Perez bat, 2 clubhouse box tickets to a home game here. You get a case of Macallan, one of the finest and rarest single malt whiskeys in the world. So a case of Macallan with that, as well as all the other cool Hall of Fame stuff. There's a 1-1. One foul back. This is Brandon Nimmo. There's your Macallan. Macallan 12. So Nimmo gets the pinch hitting appearance here. Up the middle into center field. That's going to knock home a couple more runs. And the Mets really crack it open now It's 8-0.
Two-run, two-strike single for Tazawa. So close to nearly getting out of the inning. So many good pitches up to this point over the last couple of hitters, even getting ahead of Nimmo. That there stayed up in the zone above the knees. Lined it back into center field. Let's go ahead 8-0.
Here's Granderson, and he's done damage in both games. There's that Hall of Fame experience. Tony Perez bat. Top 8 here in 8-0 Mets. On one hand, you'd love to have a compelling game while you're holding a charity event. On the other hand, it's 8-0, so
loosen up.
Loosen up. Let's let's have some fun. Second round of margaritas, maybe.
Start throwing some money around.
Granderson busts his bat. Stanton is there, and he makes the catch. When we get back, big board, little board, we're going to update everything and get this thing rolling.
Fabulous prizes that you're bidding on between the Super Duper Pledge Pack and the minor league affiliates on the mini board. As we've mentioned, the team colors with the Stanton jersey, the Tommy Bahama shirts of all kinds, incredible all-star shirt, the 3,000 hit club, the tequila, which is still full somehow. And then, as we come through here, we'll show you our set. They're taking your calls right over here, doing a great job. And then we come up here. This is Jessica's interview set. The Ford, South Florida Ford girls models doing a great job. You having fun?
Yes.
It's Maria. She's doing a great job. And here's the big board where all the numbers are getting, and it's getting intense. And what happens now is all the big bidders start, those that are here, of course, you're also calling at home. We're starting to put big numbers on 10,000 for the team colors. We're over 5,000 on two of the other ones, the Gordon painting and the 3,000 hit club. And look at this mini board, guys. 5,600 on the Super Duper Pledge Pack, Rich. Great. 5,000 on the Royal Caribbean Getaway, and up over 3,000, 4,000 on several others. So remember, this ends at the end of the game, and then you have the big board 15 minutes after the game.
All right. Well done. Tyler Moore gets a pinch hit at bat. There's the operators that are standing by. We got Hugo the Barber, He is a celebrity barber for not only the Marlins, but all of Major League Baseball. Jeff Conine, Major League umpire, is in there. Miguel Rojas and the monkey, all waiting to take your calls. Angela Smith is in charge of the phone room, and I'm sure that she's quite busy tonight. They've done a fine job.
Interesting conversation, I'm sure, behind the scenes with that crowd.
Yeah. To wonder any of the bids get out here.
Right.
Tyler Moore with a pinch hit into left field. And so the Marlins trying to get something going, get up on the board against Josh Edgin. They certainly were unable to move the needle against Steven Matz, who was just terrific in this ball game. Matz, 7 shutout innings.
Just 2 Marlins have reached second base tonight. That tells you how good Steven Matz was tonight. As I had mentioned, a couple of key double plays, lots of ground balls. Really had that fastball working.
Now you got the top of the order. Gordon is a 1 for 3. The Super Duper Pledge Pack was a lot of fun to put together, and a lot of the players that just came through and that we ran into in the last 2 weeks were really terrific in giving. Anthony Rizzo and the Rizzo family. Ichiro with that double bobblehead. He doesn't sign much stuff, but he signed one of those double bobbleheads for that. Mike Trout, Paul Goldschmidt, Manny Machado, Marcelo Zuna with the bat, Chris Bryant. Time now for the Bonefish catch of the game. Giancarlo Stanton ranging to his left.
Well done by Stanton right there. Had to pick up a lot of ground. He was shaded way over to right center field.
For great fish, great cocktails, great times, go to Bonefish Grill. That is the My Team, My Colors painting, the Majestic commercial. It's behind plastic, so you don't get a true look at what it looks like underneath that plastic. We've shown that commercial a few times tonight.
Been told Craig Minervini will carry it to your house.
Good luck. That thing's huge. I mean, we saw Craig standing next to it.
Right. I'm just kidding, of course, Craig.
It's in a crate as well. This is the commercial. Got a local artist, got Stanton, got a lot of paint. It looked like a lot of fun, right? And then they finished the skyline of Miami. Stanton signed it.
Well, as a child, right, we think of making a mess is a cool thing, isn't it? Right? Then all of a sudden, the messes aren't so cool. But I think it was Giancarlo Stanton right there. That's a great example of. I mean, you look at the beautiful skyline. He had a lot of fun doing it, and then putting his name on it.
And the uniform that he wore is included, and it's got paint all over it. That's very cool. The base from the Home Run Derby last year is signed. That has a really cool logo on it from San Diego.
Fantastic package.
And that's over $10,000 right now. Hall of Fame is up to $4,000. Fly, Dine, and Wine with Conine is up to $4,000. Ricky ball in the dirt. Stanton waiting for something good to swing at here from Edgin, with a 8-0 lead. Has to feel pretty comfortable on the mound right now. Moore's at first. Stanton sitting at 20 homers. He's 1 for 3 tonight. The closest we've come to a baseball tonight was the Asdrubal Cabrera home run, which went directly below us into the Cleveland. We needed another 30 to 40 feet.
I could have caught that if it was up here in our level
of distance, because it was right on line with us. Stand a high fly ball to left. Cespedes makes the catch. 3,000 hits. Remember, Ichiro did it last year at Coors Field with the triple. Well, we put together an Ichiro 3,000 package. You get a signed Ichiro bat. Those are rare. You get a signed Ichiro double bobblehead, the Mariner bobblehead. Signed. Those are even more rare than the bat. Hit counter from Ichiro. George Brett signed a ball. Craig Biggio signed a ball. Alex Rodriguez signed a ball. And I think we added an Alex Rodriguez bat to this as well. Yes, we did. So that sits at 5,300 right now. So you Ichiro fans, those of you watching, if you're watching in Japan, you can call 305-480-3474. Yelich takes out.
Joe for 3 tonight. Ball on the ground to the right side 3 times against Mats.
Ball and 2 strikes. Marlins and Mets tomorrow night. It's a night game to end the 3-game series. When we get back, updates. Look like new bids are coming in right now. All Mets, 8-0.
Please welcome your very own Alex Fernandez.
It was 25 guys, and that's why our race has one heartbeat, because everyone had a piece in this. Whether you were a bench player, utility guy, a star in left field, whatever it was, you had a piece in this.
Marlins moment driven by your South Florida Honda dealers. Let's check in with Craig Minervini. It's 8-0 Mets. Craig?
Rich, the mini board will close at the end of the game, so we wanted to update you and get your last-minute shots in here. The Mets memorabilia, including the Cespedes autograph bat, the Syndergaard autograph ball, among other things, at $2,700. The pitching experience is now at $1,300. That is outstanding. That's 30 minutes with Dan Straley, ages 7 to 18. You get 30 minutes with the Major League pitchers having a fine season, along with passes to games. A lot of other good stuff in there. 1,300. Batting practice with Hollinsworth. Meet and greet with Don Mattingly. That's at 2,700. Good. World Baseball Classic package at 3,100. The hitting lesson, 7 to 18 years of age, highlighted by the 30 minutes with Derek Dietrich at just $1,500. That's the bargain on the board right now, along with the pitching experience. Minor league affiliates, 4,000. The super duper pledge packs at $5,600. That fabulous 7-day cruise in Royal Caribbean is at 5,000 again. Last out of the ball game ends the mini board.
I like it. 5,000 for that Royal Caribbean cruise. Vance Worley working here in the 9th. And that ball into the seats.
Got a few new Marlins around the field. Eric Dietrich now the left fielder. Tyler Moore out in right as well.
And you got Matt Reynolds at the plate, and this was his foul ball.
Nice catch, young man. Well done. That's how you celebrate. He will remember that for the rest of his life.
Still feeling it.
That's okay. That's a good bruise.
His buddy, the Yankee fan,
that is
lost out.
That is a good bruise. He's wishing he was in school right now. He'd go to school tomorrow and show that bruise off, as he should.
Very cool. Reynolds swings and misses. And Worley gets a strikeout. Well, Craig gave us a mini board update on the big board, the Ford big board. Weekend in Miami, 3,500. Road trip, 4,500. Like the hit club, 53. And my team colors up to 11, Craig.
11,000 from Mark, but I'm telling you, you could see the big bettors. They're starting to come around here. The Dine and Wine, remember, Conine threw in that Scarecrow wine bottles. That's and the Goodyear blimp trip.
Is that bottles
for 4, among
plural?
other things,
Did
right?
Did I hear plural there, Craig? Was that an
I
S on the
believe
end?
he said bottles.
Yes, that's
And
with
right.
an S.
And there's a case of Snow Leopard vodka.
It'll be high end for sure, but guarantee a Scarecrow, which is, he said, now Conine's a wine connoisseur, and anybody who is a wine connoisseur will know this brand. It's a Cabernet Spectacular from California. But as we talk here, by the way, the Super Duper pack went up to 6,100.
Awesome.
Yes, 5,200 on the cruise here on our mini board that Jessica's putting in the numbers here. So really good stuff. We went well over 100,000 a while ago, so haven't totaled up. 3,000 hit clubs at 6,000.
Oh, really? That's very nice.
6,000 hit club now.
I think the Gormley painting is going to go. I think a lot of the people that are marshaling or clustered around you, once the game starts, that's when the big board stuff will start to move. We'll focus a lot when we get to the bottom of the 9th on the mini board, because the mini board closes on last out, and it's not right at last out. If your bid is in before the last out, it does take a while for the bid to go from phone room up to the stage as well.
Yes.
Let me add this, Rich. I know this is your baby and you've been at this for years, but the batting practice experience with Hollinsworth should at least be at $3,000 right now. I'm just saying. I'm just throwing it out there.
I will grant you that as Cespedes strikes out, and that's because
that's one heck of a lesson, and Don Mattingly's coming.
Now, you won't be in the demo den. You'll actually be on the field.
No, we're going to be on the field. You're getting batting practice, you're getting tickets, you're getting a jersey. I mean, you're getting the whole deal, and you get to meet Don Mattingly.
Yes, you get a coach to pitch to you.
Right.
You get the game socks from Stance. Plus, you get 4 clubhouse box tickets at that game. You get to appear in one of the team photos.
Right. So you're going to get to meet some of the Marlins as well. Giancarlo Stanton, Christian Yelich, Marcell Ozuna.
Now, the Marlins, when they take the team photo, they take a team photo with the team and the coaches and the managers and some front office folks.
They're taking a photo with you, too.
And they also take a photo with a few VIPs and a few folks that have won experiences along the way. So how cool is that? So that's where, from 2,700, we need to get that north of 3,000.
I agree.
And make the guy in the little box smile even more.
I would be very, very happy, and I can promise you it'll be worth it.
Jay Bruce fouls a pitch back. Vance Worley working here for Miami. 8-0. Mets on top. That is strike 3. And Vance Worley strikes out Jay Bruce. It's brought to you by Southwest. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By Jeep, get great deals on the Jeep lineup at the Jeep Spring Clearance events. And by your South Florida Honda dealers. Big board, mini boards. Now remember, the mini board ends in 3 outs. There's your Mets shirts.
Wow. There's a Luda on there.
Oh, the NL East champs. Look at that name right there. What up, Duda? Lucas. I looked for him today. I went into the clubhouse. I wanted to say what up, Luda, and I did not see him.
He had the day off today.
Not in the lineup, not pinch hitting. Derek Dietrich bounces it up the middle. Backhand Reynolds with a throw, and he got him at first base.
Robert Gesellman went to the disabled list today. It's the 18th Met to go to the disabled list this season. Nice
right.
pitcher.
2 outs. You got 2 outs. If you're in on one of these packages, you might want to go north and make sure you grab it on the Grant Thornton mini board.
Ooh.
6,800 for the Super Duper pledge pack.
Super Duper. Man, Rich.
That's
those
right.
add-ons that you put on the Super. This is the superest Super Duper I think we've had in the 12-year history here. Wouldn't you agree?
I would. We try to get more Super and more Duper.
Yes.
Every year. Hollinsworth hitting, is it still at 2,700?
Yes, it is.
I see that.
Pitching experience has moved up, 1,600. Get your calls in.
Come on, people. Let's do this.
Last chance for the mini board. Now, once the game ends, it's 15 minutes for the big board, and it will take us a few minutes to show you the close of the mini board, the bids that are in person and the bids that are coming over on the phone lines. I sense a very fluid situation up there, and there you go. I don't see Holly on that list.
It's disappointing. Come on, people.
Sits at
I
2,700.
want 3. Come on, let's go.
We want him to come back for next year's event, kids. Get him to 3,000. Get Hollinsworth to 3,000.
Did I mention there's a 2003 World Series bat in there?
That's
I did,
right.
didn't I?
2003 World Series
autograph bat.
And you're going to autograph it.
I will.
I think you should also throw in a tour of the demo den and the booth.
I can do that.
All right, so we're throwing that into the Hollinsworth hitting experience. You get to play in the demo den and then come up and hang out in the booth with us. And you got 1 out to get that package, along with Todd Hollinsworth, Don Mattingly on the field, 4 of you.
Mets memorabilia, last shot for Mets fans as well, including the Cespedes autographed bat, the Syndergaard autographed ball.
Where is that right now?
2,900.
Oh, 2,900.
It's from a heckler, which makes a lot of sense. Some funny names here this year.
Well, you know, some people want to stay incognito.
Yeah, I got Kilowatt Boy also is on the board tonight.
The important thing, Craig, is they all have valid credit cards.
Yeah, they have to have that. Yes. I think one year we had trouble with one guy.
That was one of our first auctions. We
Yes.
learned right away.
I like Liparachi
You
at
had
the Fly Dine and Wine leader at 4,300.
You had somebody bidding on things with a cards that didn't work?
It all worked out in the end.
Oh, did it?
But there were some anxious moments.
Sure there were.
All right. We may be a line drive away from ending the mini board. So if you're on there right now and you want to make sure you get it, you might want to go north of where you are. Just get a bid in, push it up maybe $200-300, and you're in.
Batting practice is definitely worth the Mets memorabilia. Come on.
Mets at 3,000 now. Royal Caribbean at 5,500. 3,000 hit club is now 6,100. The Ford, the folks from Ford have done a terrific job helping Craig out. Very good penmanship this year. And that ball is outside, and the mini board is still open for business. Live bids are coming in, phone bids coming in as well.
We're to the going once, going twice stage of this?
Yes, this is going twice.
Come on, people. Batting practice.
Get Holly to 3,000.
3,000. That's what listen, I'm grateful for 2,700.
Oh,
I am thrilled that people have been participating and getting involved, but I want 3. Come on, let's go.
What else can
Give me 3.
What else?
I don't know. I'm going through all my memorabilia at home, and a lot of my stuff that I could throw, and I've already kind of done that. I'm like, man, my Ditka football, I kind of want to keep it, you know?
How about some Fox Sports polos?
Then what am I going to wear on the road?
Well, we'll figure that out later. We just want...
Give me the shirt off my back.
Right. We'll throw in some Fox Sports polos. If you get to 3,000, we'll throw in some Fox Sports polos.
Okay.
If we get to 3,000, we'll throw in the demo den and the visit to the booth. But we got to get to 3,000 for that.
I'm begging. I'm begging all of you out there to get me to 3,000. Don Mattingly, listen, he's busy right now, so he's not up here begging, but I'm going to beg for both of us. 3,000. That's where it should be at. Come on, it's worth it.
Don Mattingly, Todd Hollinsworth hitting lesson. That ball stroked to left and deep. Cespedes back, reaches, and has it. And the ball game belongs to the Mets. The mini board is coming to a close. The final bids are being tallied, and the Mets win a convincing one here. 8-0 is the final. Cespedes with a nice catch. That catch right below us, by the way, in a game where, quite honestly, I've stopped keeping score about the 7th inning.
We both.
But with all the things that were going on up here, you can see the flurry of activity. Fans trying to get that last bid in. We'll get the final totals on the mini board. And now 15 minutes until the Ford big board closes. Let's sum up what we saw baseball-wise here today. Mets jumped the Marlins early. Jeff Locke wasn't sharp in the first. He did sharp enough from that point on, but it felt like that momentum tipped it towards the Mets. And with the stuff that Steven Matz had tonight, that was enough.
Well, any and all conversations about this ballgame really start and stop with Steven Matz. He took full advantage of the 3-run lead he was given early in this ballgame, just masterfully carved up the Marlins tonight. Good fastball both directions, 2-seamer, 4-seamer, kept everybody off balance for 7 innings. And again, the Mets able to add a few insurance runs late, but they really didn't need him in tonight's ballgame, as good as Matz was.
Yeah, Matz was terrific. The Mets and the Marlins are even in this series. And tomorrow night is game 3. But we're not done with tonight. The mini board is closed. They're tallying things up right now. You see the clock on the big board. You got 14.5 minutes. We're coming back to Marlins Park after this.